crazy what with the closing, he explained, but he'd get my papers done eventually, he promised. 2 weeks after that, as I was once again driving to work, I noticed that the mattress sign was gone. His delivery truck was no longer parked there, either, and the windows were empty and dark. I checked that night to confirm, and sure enough, he was gone. I had no way to contact him, either, since the only number available was for the business. For years thereafter, I waited to hear from him. I had to wait that collections might show up at my door or in my mailbox or however they shake money out of supposed mattress thieves. I like to think he just scraped all those papers into a box tweet and took great satisfaction in tossing the box on the celebratory bonfire that evening. I'll likely never know for sure, but 4 years later, I'm curled up on that same mattress, comfortably typing out this story. Somewhere, I hope there's a happy long-distance truck driver who found a good job.
Hi, Anon.
So good.
I knew I was working on something. I didn't change the title.
What's an industry secret that you can use to
Hi, Anon. How's it going?
I've been working as a dentist for 20 years, and some of
How are you? We're doing art today, even though it doesn't say I'm doing art. Give me a moment.
If the patient isn't brushing properly, they'll tell you to buy an electric toothbrush that's not only overpriced, but also gives them commission. I could have gone down the same route, but I didn't. Instead, I make sure to put the patient's health as a priority because that's what I was doing for my own dentist. I often recommended home solutions when the
What the hell is in the corner?
But the most effective
The hell is in the corner? That is Minecraft parkour with Reddit stories because
this stems from the acids in the mouth.
Maybe people will get bored.
pH level in your saliva dropping to a 5.5. The ideal pH level you want in your mouth is a 6.6.
I don't know, like I thought maybe people will get bored. Maybe I'm not that interesting, so I will put this.
pH level drops.
I don't know, this thing usually hypnotizes me.
Let it dry for a moment, and if the smell is bad, it's very likely that your pH level is imbalanced. A couple years ago, a patient
I don't know, should I not do it? I was hesitating of myself. You know, should I not do it? I don't know. You should know! You should know, Anon. How dare you not knowing? Feels weird, but might be funny. You're right. You're right. Anyway, how's your day? How has your day been? While I fix everything. Okay, I think that might be all. Okay. So this is the thing. This is the thing. I needed to do 6 thumbnails. So it's been good. I got free art. Ooh. Ah, you drew a sauna. Oh wait, so the one that you have right now, it's art of the sauna, like your sauna, or the sauna of the person. Okay, so this. Where's the other? Okay, yeah, here. So I needed to do 6 thumbnail art. So I completed this one for Paper Mario for the 5th stream. My sauna, their art. Okay. Oh, your Discord profile picture. Oh, I'll say it in a moment. Okay. So I needed to do 6, 1 for Paper Mario, 1 for the FNAF stream, this one for the first Sonic Generation stream that I have not done the line art. This one is for the 2nd generation stream that is practically the same, but like it's gotten hard. This one is for the Undertale stream, and this one is for the Mirage Noir stream. That should be all. So these 2 completed. This one I need to, this one and this one I need to paint, and this one and this one I need to do line art. So we are in for a pretty fun day. My favorite parts are like usually the painting and the line art. The sketching might be my least favorite part of it. Oh. Okay, let's keep going. You say it might be funny. Let's leave it.
And luckily, I had the solution for them. The patient, a mother, came into my office with her toddler who refused to talk and kept holding his cheek in pain. After doing X-rays on him,
actually let me go to like Discord and see your profile picture because you said it was
developing cavities already at an early age.
Holy shit!
Was on the verge of gum disease at an early age.
Wow!
As this, I morally have to assume that this child is in a dangerous situation at home.
Is your sauna like single?
For an appointment, or if she was administering any oral care for him.
Actually, not even the person. I want to marry the art itself.
That still didn't explain what
Damn!
the child's teeth were in. I remember watching her try to hold her composure in
It's
front of me.
pretty
She
cool.
made an effort to get him to enjoy solid food.
For free,
He started
exactly
giving him
for
lollipops and
free.
developed a sweet tooth. It got so bad that he
I'm
won't eat food unless
speechless.
it means he gets a lollipop afterwards.
Like a
She was so
peach,
afraid of her
but
kid not
less.
eating that cavities didn't even cross her mind. Most
Okay,
fitness would
I'm
have told her to
gonna
keep coming
paint
back and
myself
charged her thousands
first.
for baby fillings. But I saw
Since
that she
I
was
don't
struggling and just
know
needed someone to
what
give her
my
a break.
colors
I told her to come
are,
back next
I'm
week
gonna
and have
go
something for
here.
her free of charge.
I'm gonna
I
go
already
here.
knew what this
And
baby
I'm gonna
needed.
go
I went to
here.
my secretary's office and asked if we still had any of the tooth cleaning lollipops. She checked our
Oh,
storage
I
closet and
didn't
came out
do
with an
this.
entire bag filled with multiple
What's
flavors
this?
of those lollipops that prevent
I was like,
cavities
yeah.
and clean
They
teeth.
asked me
They
if
had the
they
built-in
could
component
be
erythritol,
draw
which is
my
excellent
voice.
for losing
Oh my
saliva and
god.
in turn rebalances the oral pH level.
Of course you're going to say yes!
The best part
Okay,
is
where
that
is
this
it?
cleaning process
Okay,
only
here it
takes
is.
10 minutes, and they taste amazing. I picked the bag, and when the next appointment rolled around,
I am lazy, so this is the process I do for my painting. I just multiply the line art a lot and paint over it.
Fluoride varnish in the future when his adult teeth grow in place. I also wrote her down a referral for a nutrition specialist and told her that I'd be in contact with her insurance very soon to make sure that her son could develop the eating habits he needed. I remember her not saying.
Whenever someone draws my Sona, I feel honored.
I ordered more
Honored.
tooth
Like
cleaning candy from their site and made personalized goodie
they
bags
may
for
have no
patients.
idea, but
You'd
I'm
be surprised
dying
how many
inside.
patients
I
come in
tried
with the same
to
problem, and
say
tooth
it.
cleaning candy has been a success in treating each patient. I still have patients who tell me that they eat the lollipops months after our appointments because they know it keeps their mouths in good condition. To this day, I've
Which
actually
them
kept in
drawing
contact
was
with
so.
the
Oh
mother, and I've seen her
my
son grow
god!
up.
Oh, they did it on
He is going to be
call.
starting
Like
middle school.
they
He's been
drew
able
it
to
on
develop
call.
those better eating habits like we hoped, but he still loves to have one of those lollipops. So maybe some habits don't need to change. Everyone met my wife's boyfriend and fears for her
Pizza,
safety.
pasta,
Me and my wife are
put it in a bowl.
this weekend, my wife had invited her boyfriend
Yeah,
over for
dude.
breakfast and didn't prep for it at all.
Oh
She
my
was in bed
god.
minutes before he arrived and
I
told
will
me the story about
faint
everything we
if I
needed.
saw someone
I
like
said we should go
live
to that point,
draw
but
my
she said she wanted
character.
to cook.
I
When
will
got home,
might
he was
actually
already in bed with
die.
my wife in the master bathroom while she was getting ready. This made me tense because we had never had other people in our bedroom before, and my wife had previously marked it as her hard boundary. I was
What
nervous
am I
about
getting
meeting
now?
this guy
I think
because we had a three-way
was getting
phone
the
call a
white.
month ago, and I wasn't digging his
Yeah, I'm getting the
personality.
white.
Now I was on edge because of the groceries, because she wasn't ready, and because he was in my space. The guy comes out of my bedroom and is wearing a full suit and tie while I'm in a t-shirt and jeans. I perceived this as an odd choice and a power imbalance. My wife later told me he always wears suits, but that literally is
I
not
don't
true, because
like
after breakfast, he
finishing
chose to go on a date
the
with her and ended up in a t-shirt and jeans.
the
We sit down at the
colors.
table and my
Like
wife starts
I mean
cooking.
the
Already
lines
this is
on the
uncomfy
ice.
to me because the hinge is
I don't know
missing from the
why, but
conversation.
when I
Previously,
tried
we
to
sat
do it,
down
I
at the
never
table
feel
together, but my
satisfied
wife
with
was
it.
effectively uninvolved in me meeting him for the first time.
It feels
occasionally chimed in while
wrong,
cooking,
at least
and we didn't
to
really
me.
vibe. We'd ask each other a
Finish,
question or two,
finishing
and then it would peter out until a new topic came up.
this thing.
When the conversation
thing,
died
like
down, the boyfriend just
This,
spews intimate
it
comments.
feels so
When we
wrong to
previously
me.
spoke on the
Oh,
phone, part of
Jay!
what made me uncomfy
We're
was the
going
conversation
back
going well
in
until
time to the
we stayed on
first
intimacy, and
Thanksgiving
the
to get
conversation broke
turkeys
down.
off
I had
the
previously conveyed
menu.
this to my wife after the call, but I am
Please,
ashamed to say I didn't
Jay,
stand up for myself.
please
I
invite
have
me to
difficulty
do
saying
it.
what I want to.
Please,
In the
Jay.
moment, I was also trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. I didn't
Jay,
want to be too aggressive when meeting him the
please.
first
I
time.
need
My wife sits down with a plate of
this.
food, and the guy asks if he can sit
You're
next to me.
kinda too
We had a
strong.
square
That's
table with a
right.
chair on each side. He picked up his
How are
chair
you
and sat on the
doing,
same side
Jay?
of the
Oh,
table as
Sonic
me,
from the
which
Twitch
was
channel,
super weird to me and made me
twitch.tv/JOSonic.
uncomfortable.
How
My
are you
wife later
doing?
insisted he always does this.
How are you
My beef is that
doing,
it felt like
fella?
he didn't view this as an opportunity to
How
meet
you
me. He
doing?
viewed it as a date with my wife, and also I was there. After the plates were put away, I went to the bathroom and came back to them making out in the kitchen. This
There
was my
should be
first
music
time
right now.
visually seeing my wife with another person, and I was fine with it.
Oh,
But
it's
then,
just
as I
too
started doing
low.
the dishes, he pushed her down on the couch and fully got on top of her making
Wait,
out.
wait. If
My
there's
wife said no
something
and
with
pushed him
the
off,
audio,
so he went to the
please tell
bathroom.
me.
At this point, I talked to my wife and said that her boyfriend
Did you
was
have to
making
say
me
the full
extremely
name?
uncomfortable
Yes, I
and
have to say the
wanted
full
calm
name.
down.
It's funny.
He walked up behind me, having gone in the hall but not
Okay.
actually gone to the bathroom, and said,
I
"Don't
usually
mind me, I'm just
never
eavesdropping." I asked my
like
wife to meet me in
do
private to
shading
express my
or
frustration.
lightning with
She
my
said that
character.
this is just
You
how
know,
he is. I
like
said we
here
didn't talk
in the
about
avatar. I
boundaries
try to
this
never
meeting,
do
but
the
many of the
lightning in
things
the
he's done
avatar.
crossed lines for me and made me feel uncomfortable in my
In
house.
in illustrations, I actually kind of never
I
did
returned
it.
to the
No,
kitchen
it's
and was
not.
changing
It
clothes.
is.
He brought all his clean laundry in a suitcase and
Oh,
was
and the
separating
voice
them outfits,
is
asking my wife what she thought of
it's
each.
a bit
I later
weird.
told my wife that was extremely weird to me, especially since she went out there with the intent to tell him to tone it down.
Wait,
She said
what?
the
My
alternative was that
voice
she had to go into
or the
bathroom while he
voice of
changes.
what?
Fast forward, they leave to go on there.
What do you mean,
I stay
Jellybean?
busy the rest of the day and can't get a hold of my wife from noon to midnight.
What did you mean?
I go to bed, having asked her to check in 3 times. Called her, and
It's
no
just
response.
extra,
At
but it's
4 a.m.
extra
she woke me up
funny.
to ask if he could spend the night
You
because
maybe,
they had been
yeah,
out
but
until 3:30
the
a.m.
voice of
and
what?
sat
What do you
on
mean?
Drive
Like my
Back to
voice or the
I
voice of the
said no
video?
because we had planned a full day just us for the next day.
What was
My
I
wife
doing?
went out to
Oh yeah, I I was talking about like shading my character. So when I drew the one for Wobble Dogs, this one I really like how How Pan look with the purple shading and all
I
that.
had planned to go to breakfast, but had to put a pause on
I
it because the
really
boyfriend
like it,
hadn't woken up
and
by
I
10
have
a.m.
never experienced it.
I say we can get
My
driving to
voice.
breakfast, and my wife sends me out alone because she doesn't
Wait,
want me to
Jay,
wake up in the house
you're
by
here.
myself.
Does my
She
voice
tells me
sound a
he'll be
little bit
gone by the
weird?
time I get back.
Wait, let me
At
get
10:45, I get home and he's
the
still there.
voice of
My wife goes
Boba.
down and makes him coffee because we
You
didn't
are
get him
Boba.
anything. Because he was supposed to be gone
You're
already.
Boba.
I told my wife point blank I wanted him to leave.
I don't know.
because
I
this was
like
our
how
date
Pan
together, and we had
looked
already
with
had
the shading. I haven't
plans.
actually never tried
She said
both
that
of these
she was
nuts.
gone
Oh
the
my
rest of the day
god!
just us.
You didn't even said like these nuts fit in your mouth or something. You ruined the joke, J.O. Sonic.
My wife asked how I thought it
It
went.
doesn't sound
I
weird.
expressed everything I
Okay,
described.
so it's just
Told her his
Anon.
personality made me uncomfortable.
Anon, I'm sorry, but you're going
Made me
crazy
feel like
right
guest in
now.
my house. I
Anon,
didn't appreciate you
Anon,
spending the night.
Anon, they are coming to get you,
Thank you
Anon.
for being honest. I
Anon,
don't know how to
the
respond to your
voices
concern.
in your head.
It's important to me that
They're
you
talking to you, Anon.
I need to think about this.
Run!
And shut
You
the
need to
conversation
run.
down for now so we can focus on our planned day. My girlfriend
Run,
and
Anon.
best friend spent
Have you
$2,000
seen that
on
scene of like House MD, like the Doctor House thing, where he's like making a brain operation on a kid, and he's like, "They're coming to get you, kid. They're coming to get you. They are already here." And the kid starts to hallucinate aliens.
We're really struggling financially. Liz's parents are about as kind.
Lock me in a room, a rubber room with big titty man. Wait, no, wait.
Do family stuff with them. Crash at Liz's place.
A rubber room with
Liz and
rats.
Jay became best friends
No,
again
rubber
and
room
stayed
with
away until
bandicoots.
college.
Boom.
Jay ended up getting a major scholarship to a really good school out west and left for school while Liz stayed close to home. Over the years, they followed each other on socials, but in little other contact. I met Liz
Okay, what are the colors of this guy from Mirage Noyo?
We were placed on the same team.
From the
We met
Mirage
each other at the welcome
Noyo.
event and really hit it off. She is kind, gracious, smart, witty, beautiful, fun, and is just the right amount competitive. She's the kind of girl that guys meet and fall in love with. And I guess I'm one of those guys, but somehow
It's
she
like
also liked me.
red. He's
A
very
year after meeting,
white.
we were moving in together and talking about the future.
Okay.
By no means is our relationship a fairy tale romance, but we have weathered our fair share of storms
Okay.
and have what I believe to be a healthy relationship
got
with a good
it.
intimacy life, strong communication, and shared goals and values. We've talked marriage.
And I wish the rats was Jane Doe who said that. Wait. Who is Jane Doe? What do you mean? Who is Jane Doe?
In the tech world. Jay moved back to our city.
Okay, so the guy is like,
on Labor Day.
no, that is so gross.
Jay was also there.
My pen, my beautiful boy with the green hair. Imagine having green hair, like imagine doing that. Can you believe about that? Can you believe like having green hair? It would be so weird. So weird. Isn't that right, Jay?
I think he didn't realize that I was
Like having green hair will be super weird.
Jay spoke only to
You know?
Liz. When Liz would try to include me in the
That is
conversation to talk about
there's
it,
an
Jay
ugly
seemed to
yellow.
change the subject to reminisce about old stories. It was very strange and was just kind of exhausting. Eventually, I went inside to the kitchen to drink and chatted with Jay's chef. He was a private chef to make us food.
Okay, you question. Genuine question. You had it until it wore out on itself, or you painted back, or you painted the thing back. Who will do such a thing? I know a person, Jay. I know a person. His eyes are red?
She one time mentioned
His eyes are red, damn.
But it's almost $4,000.
Okay.
It showed up at our place the next week. She said something the next day when we saw Jay, but he gave this weird smile and said multiple times.
So I'm just gonna.
I
don't like using like different colors. I'm just gonna do this for the gold that is in the
He
cake.
invited Liz to a special dinner at a chef's table that is
And
inside
I'm
of the kitchen
gonna
at one of the nicest restaurants
use
in the city.
this.
Jay knows the chef, so they would get the royal treatment. When
It's
Liz asked
like
if I could come as
midi
well, I told her that the
grayish.
table only seats two. Liz and I
Let's
talked
make it a
it out
little
for a while,
more
and in the end
pink.
decided that she would go
There we go.
without me, and she reported back that it felt like two friends having dinner together.
Okay.
I was talking about the whole
And we
thing
paint
with her
the
coworker, and
ice
told
the
her
same
she had also
color.
done the chef's table and table seats
We'll
four.
fix that later.
At the beginning of December,
Let's
Jay
use the
invited her to a special
same
event at a local
this for
museum.
pan
One of the
with
major
blue,
museums in
and
our
let's
city
make it
hosts a special Christmas party
less
that you have to be invited to and is really exclusive.
blue.
Think knockoff version of the Met Gala without the celebrities and holiday
So
theme. Jay
we're
got
just
2
gonna do
tickets and invited
this
Liz.
and this,
She's wanted to go
and
for
we'll
ages and never
worry
thought it was
about the
possible,
other
so
thing
again, we talked
later.
it out and decided she would
Okay,
take him up on
now
the
let's go for the black of the
She
cape.
said
It's
he
not
acted like a
black,
friend, but in
it's
hindsight, it feels weird
it's
to
not
keep
exactly
somebody doing
black,
stuff
but
like
it's
that.
like a very
As I'm writing this out, I already feel like people are
very
getting ready to tell me that she's
grayish
keen on me or that I'm a pushover for letting Liz do
brown.
one-on-one things
It's
with
like
Jay.
this.
But we don't have the kind of relationship where I wouldn't
It's
let her do
like
something
this.
she wanted, and she is super honest with me. She's also a terrible liar. She has the easiest tells in the world. She's too moral and good-natured to keep a bad secret. That's why I believe her when
There we
she's
go.
assured me time and time again that Jay is very
Make
much
it
her friend
less.
She is not interested.
No, make it less. The L-E-double-S. You
My worry is
dummy.
that Liz naturally sees the best in people.
You big
For example, if
dummy.
someone
How are
cuts
you
her off
doing,
in traffic,
J.O.
her
Sonic?
natural response
I
is that they
love.
must be in
Oh,
some
I
kind of
love
emergency
you,
situation.
J.O.
She
Sonic.
genuinely trusts people, cares for people, and wants the best for them. I, on the other hand, am a natural skeptic.
I love J.O. Sonic, Charlie. I love J.O.
I find her
Sonic.
optimism really beautiful, but struggle to see the world in the same way. The long and short of it is that
Oh,
he
man.
feels uncomfortable with the gifts and fancy dinners that he keeps getting her, but when she brought it up to him, he says he is paying her back for
Okay,
taking him in
now
high
we
school.
go
He
for
asked her to keep letting
a
him do things for her because he
good
feels like he needs to
medal.
return the
We
many
will go
favors her
here
family
and here,
did for him.
and we'll do
Finally,
this.
this week, our friends got together for an annual
And
Christmas
for
party.
a good
It's been a tradition at that party to do a white elephant gift
skin
exchange.
tone, we'll
It's
do
always
this.
weird
We'll
stuff
grab
or fun
pants.
Jay
We
showed up with a second gift that he was
will.
cagey about all night.
Let's go.
Someone thought it was part of the gift exchange, and he kind of freaked out a bit.
What about
Near
this?
the end of the night, he pulled Liz aside and gave her this.
I mean, his
Inside
hair,
was a designer
his
handbag and
color
a
is
super
kind of like
expensive pair of
that.
designer heels.
So let's leave it
She
like
felt
that.
very uncomfortable accepting them, and in the
Who's
awkwardness
that?
of the
He sounds
situation, she
stupid.
said, "Thanks, then we left soon after." Now, 2 days
Nah,
later,
he's very
Liz has decided she wants to
handsome,
return the gift to Jay
and
tell him they are too
he's
much.
very
I think she said they were almost
handsome.
$2,000 combined.
Okay, now we grab
I
this.
think we need to tell Jay to back off as well, but Liz is saying that I'm being overly harsh. What I'm asking is, am I being too harsh in telling a guy to back off who is trying to repay former kindness?
No, no, no,
If
no,
I'm not
no.
out of line telling him to back off, how can we ask him to stop with the gifts without destroying the friendship? My pro-Trump neighbor parked their motorcycle in front of my driveway and is suing me for destroying it. My neighbor parked their motorcycle in front of my driveway and is suing me for destroying it.
I
So me and my
guess.
husband just moved to a really nice
Guess
part of
it's
town
okay.
because
Yeah,
my husband got a
there's one.
huge
I like it. I like it. I
huge
like it.
salary increase. For context,
now
we have
we
2
erase
younger
this.
children and one of them is still an infant. The one that is still an infant has a rare lung condition that requires us to
I
visit
like how
the
it
hospital
looks.
somewhat frequently.
Oh, I wouldn't
On some
usually
occasions, we
draw
have to make
my
emergency
characters
trips to the
this
hospital.
pale
Now
because
here is where that gets relevant.
I don't know. Like light colors, I don't really like them for when I draw.
However, there is one issue. Our neighbors. They are the most classic
I don't feel like
conservative family.
it's for me. It's harder to.
They don't have space.
He's not Terry Bogard. He's not Ken Masters.
As well as a motorcycle.
Ken Masters. Ken Masters is a guy that you like from for Street Fighters. The guy who doesn't have a wife or kids anymore, and like he's now a
Call him
hobo.
Dad. Dad, good evening.
That guy?
How are you?
Ken Masters?
Me. We're okay.
There's a
I'm
guy.
sorry I can't open the door, but
Let
my
me drink
kid is
water.
coming home from school with a
Guess
sore
I'm
throat
cue
today,
you.
and so I'm not sure what's going on with him. How are you and how can I help? Dad, I'm sorry to hear that.
Goro
Hope it
Majima.
isn't anything
Wasn't
serious.
Goro Majima a
We
bad
are
guy?
okay.
Yeah, but
My
he's
son
still
just turned
married.
16 a few weeks ago.
Oh,
I'm
like
sure you saw the new
Jotaro
motorcycle
from
just
Part
bought.
6 from
Yes,
JoJo's.
I did. It's such a pretty big motorcycle.
Like he's
If you like
technically
it,
not with his wife
yes,
anymore.
He does.
Well,
It's
not
what he wanted, so
technically
we got
he
it for him.
is.
It is very big, and
Where's
that's
the
what I wanted to
key?
talk to you
Here it
about
is.
me.
I
I don't
forgot to
understand.
paint this
Dad,
part.
we have been having complaints from some of the other
You
neighbors
okay?
that his motorcycle is so big that they can't get around it when they are
Now
driving.
let's
True,
start
and we're afraid that it
with
might get
10. What is
sideswiped
the
if he
first thing?
continues to park it in the street. Me,
Okay, the yellow.
yeah, I've had some intense moments trying to get around it myself.
You didn't get
I'm
up
sure he will get
to
better
that
at
part.
parking as he gets more experience.
Only part 3.
I'm not sure
Damn!
what this has to do with me. I have
Wait,
complaints.
so you haven't watched
Oh,
the
I
part?
know you haven't complained.
Dude, you need
Which
to
is why I was going
watch
ask you to use your
part.
driveway.
I'm not even telling you. You need to watch part 6. You need to
Here's
watch
something.
part
I use my
4.
driveway when I leave and come
Dude,
home.
it's generally one of my
Get to my garage
favorite
without using my
JoJo
driveway.
parts ever.
Besides, I have issues
You
with depth
should
perception, and your
totally
son's
do it.
motorcycle is so
No,
big it will
too
take up
much,
most of my
too much,
driveway,
too
and I
much.
don't want to be responsible for any damage that might happen while it is on my property.
Go.
Dad, well, we will make sure that he parks so that it will allow you to come and go without any issues. Me, that isn't possible. The only way he can park to allow me to get around him is if he parks halfway on my lawn, and that wouldn't work
There we
because
go.
then he would
There
damage
we
my
go.
lawn. If you are concerned about his motorcycle getting
we go
damaged,
here,
then why don't you let him park in your
and
driveway, and then one of your
we
other
go
smaller cars can
like
park in the
this.
street? Dad, we've already discussed that.
Maybe someday. No. Get your ass up. Get your ass up, Jay. And you will watch part 4 right now. Right now. Or else, you know what? You know what? Or else I'm beating you up. That's right. That's right. That's right. You are getting your ass up and going to go to watch part 4 from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. That's right. You're getting your ass up and you're gonna watch part 4 from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Navigate the road with that motorcycle in the way. It is public parking, and so I deal with it.
Oh, and are you watching the microphone? Yes. You know, to have in the background, just in case anyone gets bored.
With that, I closed the door and then looked out
You
the
know?
peephole and saw him give me the
These things hypnotize me,
I just shook
like,
my head and had to take a moment to understand that I had just had that conversation.
like,
I then loaded my son up in the car and left to take him to minor emergency to get him checked out.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I was like, in middle of explaining everything, I watched the video and then, and I like, cannot watch back to my screen to continue painting because like,
I had one
oh my
coworker
god.
that I sent an email to my homeowners to explain what happened just to put it on record
What
because
was
it
I
such an honest question.
saying? Are you already gonna do that? Your texts are just painful as a mosquito bites to me. Yeah, well, a mosquito bite can put you on bed because they can transmit sickness. Jojo. Oh yeah, Jojo. So Mojo Jojo is this like green monkey from Powerpuff Girls, and like in the movie, dude, he gets super close to defeating them. It's like the origin story movie where everyone in the town hates them, and like he creates a lot of monkeys, a lot of like JoJos, Mojo JoJos, and like one as an orangutan and another bunch of monkeys and a gorilla, and it's super cool because like he turns into this giant monkey and the Powerpuff Girls like go down from the moon and like beat the shit out of him.
The mother of the house answers the door and this is the conversation. Mom, you're getting kind of angry. Can I help you?
Nah, but for real. Like it's one of my favorite parts of like JoJo's Part 4. It's not your usual JoJo's thing. It's like super unique.
Me? No, I can't.
It's weird trying to shade this hair because like freezes.
Dad, turning to call for his son.
Oh, because of the monkeys?
He's not blocking you, but I will have him move it. Me.
I wish I knew how exactly how English Frieza sounds. Greetings, monkey. As I was saying, it's super hard like shading this hair because like when I decided, I never actually thought on how it worked. So like I don't know how it works. It has cartoon physics to it. So I'm just like shading random stuff until it makes sense.
Update 1. After my neighbor decided to repeatedly park their new motorcycle in my driveway.
Mojo Jojo versus Jotaro Kujo. Jotaro beats his ass. I still never watched the Powerpuff Girls. Dude, when I was a kid, I watched the Powerpuff Girls like secretly. Because like I was like, this is a girl's cartoon. No one can catch me watching this. So I in the morning I sneak up and watch the Powerpuff Girls, and it was so cool. They were so cool, dude. Those are the adventures. Then like they had crazy superpowers. Do you know that they can multiply?
The neighbors got furious and called the cops on me for breaking their motorcycle. I opened the door and had the following conversation. Police officer,
buddy,
good morning, ma'am.
Are you okay?
Sorry to bother you.
He's not okay.
From your neighbor. He is stating that you wrecked his son.
Jay, you broke him!
And we need to talk to you about this issue.
How dare you?
My neighbor is only telling you half the story.
Let me give you that
I had
back.
his motorcycle destroyed this morning from my driveway when I returned home from a minor emergency.
Let me
I couldn't get into my
give you
driveway,
that
and I
back.
have already told him twice that he and his family can't park on my property.
No, go to my
Police
channel.
officer, so you are saying that the motorcycle in question was on your property without your permission and that you had it destroyed? Me, yes. Last Tuesday he asked if I would allow his son to park in my driveway. I told him no, he got mad at me and flipped me off before leaving. Then finally, when I was leaving, I discovered his son had parked in my driveway and I couldn't leave my garage.
He couldn't handle the truth.
You
want the truth? You want the truth? No one can handle the truth, especially you, Jay. I should beat your ass.
Police officer, I just want to confirm. You are saying that it wasn't parked on the street, but in your driveway. Yes, sir. After that, the police officers had me sign a report and then were on their way.
There we go.
My neighbors are yapping about trying to
There we go, Jay.
But I don't have the will to deal with them, considering they have no ground.
Now that I gave you those things, now our blood thingy is paid, Jay.
My dad worked his ass off to
He couldn't
become a
handle the
citizen,
truth,
working
yeah.
3 jobs and riding a bike to work
Sure,
because he couldn't
buddy.
afford a car.
Okay.
He and his dad saved all their money so they could get the rest of the family
Let's
here.
go to the
I say
purple.
this because I
Let's
understand
make
the
it
struggles
dark.
immigrants face coming here and starting a new life without any support. I would never do what I did to someone actually trying to better their life. This piece of poop, though, didn't deserve to be here. The story is about my best friend's boyfriend. He lived with her in her family's house, renting a room, driving her car to work, and using her cell phone that her parents paid for. She was 19 at the time, and I was about 21. I was working at a club with my boyfriend. I worked really late and I had 2 kids. I asked my best friend if she could come over and watch them while they slept.
Nice.
Basically just come hang out at my place.
What are you gonna
My sons were
do?
about 6 or 7 years
Are you
old.
gonna do Run Out of Wonder Wings again? Freak you! Freak you! You mother
We
trucker!
laughed as she agreed.
You
Everything
mother
was fine
trucker
when we got back.
bitch!
I thanked her and she left. Later that night, I saw a cup with.
I can beat you without Wonder Wings, but you cannot beat me without your like without your precious fighting game combos.
The reply I received.
Yeah, I said it. I said it. You need fighting game characters to actually hurt me.
Two other PPL here. How could you not know if one of them smoked inside?
I'm sorry, Jay, but it's the truth.
I started
It's
receiving more questions
the
instead of a yes or no
truth.
answer. The replies also didn't make much sense. It was broken English and stupid spelling mistakes. By this point, I knew I wasn't talking to her. Instead, it was her boyfriend, my best friend. He's white and he's Mexican. He was trying to fool me, so I would tell him she was here.
I don't like
I
it.
never liked him. Not for any specific reason, he just rubbed me the wrong way from the beginning. They have been dating for about a year or two. By this point, I knew he was a piece of poop. I really disliked him because of how he treated me. He was controlling and abusive. I didn't see her as much anymore because I had gotten into an argument with him at her house earlier that year. We all wanted to go out to a friend's place, but he didn't.
I'm not liking this, but I'm not going back.
But he said no, and I told her we were leaving. It was really late.
I defeated you with Sonic though. You defeated me with Sonic because like we were in a 4x4 against like a 4 fight, like 4 people fight, and everyone was against everyone. You didn't beat me in a 2v2. That is what matters, Jay. The 2v2, like no, not the 2v2, like the 1v1 is the thing that matters.
This is why she didn't come.
Also, maybe you were not here to show it, but like, this is the things that I have to do. This Mirage Noir, this is one for Undertale.
Not for long.
This is for Sonic Generations for the first part of the stream that are for 50 minutes. 50 minutes. And this is for the other 5 hours. This is the thumbnail that are going to be for the other 5 hours.
I got in touch with a mutual friend of mine and my best
I
friend.
genuinely really like this one. I don't like how I drew Shadow because I'm not really good at drawing Sonic characters. You're just mad Terry's getting a new game in Banjo. Isn't Terry's getting a new game?
Tell our friend.
Wait,
I called the cops and gave them his location.
King of Fighters or Fatal Fury? Which one of the two? Because I always forget which one is Terry from.
Once in custody, the only way he was getting out.
Yes, in April. Damn.
I felt bad for my friend and their daughter.
Damn.
I knew she would probably never see him again. But I
Fatal Fury. Okay.
I ended up telling her what I did not long after. I didn't
Damn,
want
look
to
at
find out
Terry.
from someone else and get even
He's
more upset.
lucky.
It's been so long since then.
He doesn't deserve it, Jay. He doesn't deserve it. You know who deserves it? Banjo. Banjo deserves everything beautiful in the world.
PP had lost everything he owned. Lost his girl, his side chick, and was arrested and deported. He also lost any chance of having any.
And Banjo is getting a new game very soon. I feel it. I can feel it in my skin, Jay. I can feel it.
I believe he's met her once since all this happened. He got to see the great life she has without him in her life.
So don't worry.
My sister ruined my credit, so I ruined her entire
Don't
life.
worry, Jay. We will be there. We will be there. And you should have. And you should have. Shadow really did beat your ass. He did beat my ass. He really did beat my ass.
My parents gave me way less attention and started to spend all their time and money on her and would just ignore me. They bought her whatever she wanted, and if she wanted something of mine, I had no choice but to give it to her no matter how hard I cried. Even when I was in high school, and I started to buy my own things, she would let herself into my room and use my stuff and sometimes break things. Even after she broke both my PlayStation controllers on the same exact day, my parents didn't punish her or pay me back even though I had bought my PlayStation with my own money. Ever since she was a child, she always threw loud tantrums where she threw herself on the floor, broke things, and screamed at the top of her lungs until she got whatever it was that she wanted. My parents made me pay for my own phone bill and my own school and sports supplies all throughout high school because they spent all their extra money on my sister and whatever clothes or electronics she wanted. They buy her a new iPhone every year and I still use my phone from 4 years ago. I always knew my sister was a spoiled little brat with no future, but I didn't know just how evil she was until this month.
You're copying like a Mega Man Legends fan.
And get away from my
coping. Oh, coping. I thought you like coping because like the copy ability that Mega Man has of coping the Robot Masters, and I was confused. Like, what the fuck do you mean? But no.
If you don't know anything about
one day, like Mega Man Legends will be there one day, dude. Don't hesitate. Mega Man Legends will be there. Will be there, dude. I know it. I know it, okay? I know it. I feel it inside my heart. I can feel it, Jay. You cannot feel it because you're not a believer. You're not a believer, unlike me, because I am a believer. And then I saw her face, I'm a believer. No, it won't. Yes, it will.
I told her that she was finally going to learn about the real world and that I didn't care if she was my family. She was a legal adult now and I was going to sue her.
Yes, it will, buddy.
She laughed in my face and said that my money.
You know what will never happen? You know what will never happen? A Sonic 06 remake. That will never happen.
I shut off my phone when my parents.
I was there when it got cancelled. They struck me down. No. Sonic 06 will never get a remake because it's not worth it. No.
She was kicking my door as I packed and screaming at me that I couldn't do this to her and that she didn't deserve it. She said she would be ruined before.
Actually, there are talks. Yeah. Talks. Sure. There are talks.
So why the hell should I care about my sister?
Oh man, no. I did the overall with the. Man, no.
Speaking to my family until the day I die. Update 1.
Okay, I can take this.
It's been a long time since I made my first post, and things have only gotten more chaotic and depressing since I first found out my sister had completely destroyed my credit. I had been trying to move out on my own when I found out that my sister had maxed out a bunch of credit cards in my name and tanked my credit before I even had a chance to use it in my own life. A lot of people were completely correct and guessed that my parents had given her my social security number, and that's how she was able to open all of the credit cards without my permission. I still have no idea why they
it's not possible. It's not possible. You don't win. That you're coping. That is called coping, Jay. That is cope. Cope.
That's why I didn't feel bad at all when I decided to serve my sister with court papers when she was.
I'm so sorry, Jay. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to pop your bottle. Your bubble, I mean. Not your bottle. But no, it's impossible. Sonic 06 is gone forever.
So I was just returning the favor. Things got really bad after the case started and my parents would constantly contact
Also,
me
what
saying
the
my
heck is
sister's
that?
mental health was declining the longer the case went on.
Wait, what the heck is that emote? Why is the capybara swole? Orisa, what the heck are your emotes?
I only really started to feel bad for her when my parents started telling me that she had started doing drugs to cope with the stress of the case. As much as I hated my little sister, I would have never wanted her to be dealing with serious substance abuse issues. My parents said that she had gotten really into taking pills and just spent all of her time conked out on Xanax. My mom called me on the phone one day crying saying that this was all my fault and that if I never took her to court then she would have never started doing drugs. This honestly was a really upsetting call and I cried afterward too. Just hearing my mom blame me for my sister's problems made me regret everything that I had done, even if my sister was in the wrong. I thought I couldn't feel any worse until my dad called me a couple weeks later and said that my sister had overdosed and that they were with her in the hospital while she was recovering. They said that they had come home and found her unresponsive on the floor, covered in her own puke. They rushed her to the emergency room.
Dude, I love Orisa's emotes. They're so cool. I love your emotes too. Like, who made them, Jay? Who made them? Like, the artist, I bet he is really handsome and very beautiful.
They even went as far as to have hospital security escort.
Like not all of them, but like some of your emotes you can tell. Oh yeah, a beautiful person did this. I wonder who. Dude, I wish I could like tell Arisa like I wanna remake your emote because like I don't know, I don't feel satisfied with how it turned out. Some of your emotes too. Like I wish I could have done a better work.
Being deprived of kindness or attention so regularly I was putty in his hands. He hung out with me during recess when I was usually alone. We laughed and talked about girls we like. He even apologized for being an asshole to me.
You can do this.
The reason he was nice to me was because I had brought a very popular, expensive Batman action figure to school with
Ew!
since I was alone.
Ew, they are perfect as it is. But they could be better. They could be better, Jay. You don't get it. It's the soul of the artist. If not, if I don't have the half of the soul of an artist, I just have the soul of a bad guy. You may even call me soul bad guy, Jay. And I don't want that. I don't want that.
When I persisted, he threatened to beat my butt. When I complained to my teacher, I was told that it was my own
just
fault
solely a bad guy.
I was afraid they would involve my father, so I dropped it. I couldn't let my father know, or I would be called a pussy.
He's right.
And punished for the next 2 weeks.
Wait, who is right? Me or Jay? Me or Jay, Polly? Because like if you Faust is better. That I don't know anything about Guilty Gear, okay? So don't. I don't even know who's first.
Property. It was hell. I did nothing about it but cry. I was just a weak-willed kid after all, but to this day I wish I'd been someone's ear off for anything in retaliation. After a while the bullying died down and I focused on my studies and started getting good grades.
Wait, no! This is the moment where I like insult myself and say, oh no,
My art is so bad, and this is the moment you say like, oh no, Pan, no, your art is beautiful, Pan. Your art is beautiful, and you're a beautiful person, Pan. Now come and kiss me, and I say, oh yeah, please kiss me, and then we make out. That is how it usually plays out. And so is Elfit. Who the fuck is Elfit?
And cruise liners in my early 20s. This helped
who the freaking freckle of the freaking freak scallop fuck is this Elfit?
As an electrician and later as a plumber. I know, water and electricity,
Plumber.
but believe it or not, I thought it was ingenious at the time. I started my own business.
I suck at art.
Excellent workmanship in my local area and did well for myself.
Look it up.
29,
You know what? I might look it up. Fucker.
When I got there, the place was a mess. Water was jetting out of a burst pipe.
Jayecto, defecto. Okay, what it is?
The living room floor was
Elfit.
caved in due to a sinkhole. I was met by
Of course you like her. Of course you like her.
Somehow thought that she was responsible, which I found odd.
I'm not surprised at all, dude. I'm really not surprised at all.
His demeanor was
Of course you like that character.
my hand when I offered and I recognized him immediately. Derek from all those years ago.
I'm like the least surprised I can be. Like,
I was professional and told him what I told the wife in terms of costs, but I hid the written quote in my vehicle. I told him who I was and acted happy to see him, and assured him that he was in good hands. After a while of arguing with his wife, he seemed to calm down and joked around with me.
What's that supposed to mean? That is just the type of character you will like.
Steal a toy from me in elementary. Grow up. Derek and I talked about our careers, kids, our school days. I gave him tips and fake recommendations. We got along great. His trust was
like if I saw her, like watermelon. You wanna be the watermelon, Jay?
I was careful not to start any.
You wanna be the watermelon like that gets.
The thing would make me responsible for all of it.
Hold on there. Hold on here. No. Like I get you. Like yeah, Jay. Yeah. You wanna be the watermelon.
There were multiple safety hazards and all plumbing and electrical work were completed by unqualified and uncertified people in an attempt to save money. Also, the pipe in question had been leaking for a few weeks.
What are you saying? I'm saying what I'm saying, Jay. I'm saying what I'm saying. You know, between her ties, you wanna be the watermelon that pops.
And notified him of all the regulatory violations, safety hazards, and non-city compliant installations on the property. I also told him of the possible water bill. He promised to be there the next day. I immediately started photographing and documenting. The following morning, my contact was there at 10. He had a field day. He informed Derek's wife of the calamity that was to come. They would be forced to tear down all the building additions, remove all the uncertified plumbing and wiring installations, have the plans reapproved,
I don't think that's how it
and
works.
start from scratch.
She just has a good personality. No.
Derek was there.
Dude, that skirt is mini. It's miny.
More than enough photograph evidence to have the property declared.
Her like
did not comply in writing.
her character art. That tag is enormous, dude.
I left Derek an invoice.
That thing is
smear salt in the wound and took my
gigantic.
He called me every name under the sun. I remained silent and he hung up. He went on a Facebook rant about
holy fuck! What happened with the?
As all of the community
why did the side change so much? One is like a queen in the. And what the fuck happened here?
He never changed. One day he called me and asked to meet. He sounded defeated and depressed, so I decided to meet and see what's up. I met him at a busy local convenience store. I know better than to take Derek the Weasel at face value. So
What the fuck happened? I'm looking like the outfit, like the outfit design change, and like what the fuck happened? Like it's so different.
For the building additions and cut corners to save money, and that everyone does.
Okay, now I'm gonna do the gold. Wario gold.
Then he asked me,
Big time save lives. No, don't quote Orisa. Have the balls and like say it for yourself.
What kind of person are you? You told me I was in good hands. I trusted you. You assured me you would help me. Then you stabbed me in the back. You quoted me only a few hundred and told me not to worry. I replied. I said no such thing. He knew I was destroying him financially because of a Batman action figure he stole from me 20 years ago. I could see it in his eyes, but he couldn't bring himself to say it. His expression was a mixture of astonishment and disgust. I looked him dead in the eyes for a few seconds for effect, then got up and left. I slept like a baby that night and had a goofy smile all week after. My boyfriend won't talk to me and is suggesting we break up after I saw his burn scars.
What?
TLDR, my boyfriend.
Elfit just has a fun personality, the same with V Janet. Okay, let's see who is V Janet. Let's see who is V Janet.
He and I met in freshman year.
Okay,
V sophomore year. I've never seen stars in full good view. Until now, only small glimpses.
Sure, a good personality, a good, yeah. She has two big good personalities, dude. Yeah.
his ribs to just above his
Yeah.
knees, so this is the only way
She has a she had like two very good personalities. Like,
he's done this ever
yeah.
since I've known him. Even after segs, which we do in the dark, which doesn't bother me because I know this is what makes him comfortable. He'll immediately get changed back into his clothes back on before we cuddle or do anything else. Once again, I'm fine with this, just trying to explain that I know how uncomfortable he is with his scars. I know he is ashamed of his scars, and when we were friends I was fiercely protective and always changed the subject if his scars got brought up, which he always thanked me for. I have never and would never ask or pressure him to show me. I don't judge his scars or think they're ugly.
Here.
I thought he knew I wouldn't judge him because some of his dad's burned scars are impossible to cover up, one of them covering half his face, and never once have I judged or even thought his dad's scars
more
were
red,
disturbing.
more like
He's a very handsome man, they both are, which is why I'm so confused by his reaction and accusations of this. I work weird hours. I'm a nurse, so sometimes I can come home at 9 a.m., sometimes 5 p.m., sometimes the crack of dawn. I went to immediately take a shower. I was in airplane mode and was completely
Like
exhausted.
Ayane from Dead or Alive.
And he was getting changed.
Ayane.
I saw his scars.
Ayane.
I'll admit, I stared not because I thought they were gross, but because I was having an oh shit moment knowing I effed up.
Okay, this
He and I have been
is
dating
just
for
a
quite
ninja.
almost a year. I had to move into his place a while ago.
This is
after
just a
my parents
ninja.
went no contact and cut me off.
I don't have any problem with it.
I was dating boyfriend. Long story short, toxic Bible thumping parents. So I'm not used to sharing an apartment with someone. He blew up at me, yelling at me to get out. No, he has never yelled at me before this. Sure, we got in spats and small fights where he raised his voice, but he never full on yelled. I shut the door and he went quiet. I was pacing in the kitchen for almost 20 to 30 minutes when he quickly walked past me trying to leave when I stopped him. He was pissed, yelling at me that he thought I backslash would know how to knock by now and questioning if I did it on purpose. I was trying to explain while trying not to cry because I saw how red his eyes were. I knew he was crying. I couldn't say anything, just made incomprehensible sobs as I tried to explain that I was, but he wouldn't listen and left without saying where he was going. I'm heartbroken. He texted me an hour ago with a single message of I'm not coming home. Tomorrow we can talk about our relationship. I immediately messaged him back asking what that meant and spent several minutes watching that little text incoming bubble bob in and out before he texted whether we should stay together. As if it was obvious, I have no idea what to do. He's my boyfriend. My best friend of 8 years. What the hell do I do? I love him. I can't imagine life without him. His dad is like a father to me. I have nowhere else to go if he kicks me out. Above it all, I can't lose him. I'd rather have to go through coming out again than lose him. How do I make it up to him?
Oh, I'm the white
How do I
one.
let him know that I'm sorry and never meant to make him uncomfortable? Edit. /Valor Fox Potatoes Broth. Up a good point that made me think, so I should specify. He was bullied for his scars. A huge bully of his from middle school always sniffed the air when he entered a class and said, really loudly, you guys smell that? Smells like bacon's burning. He was a little chubby in middle school. Every time he entered a room then laughed. Also, in small glances, a lot of our guy friends would say how cool it is. Looks like Deadpool's skin. They were trying to be nice but failed horribly, hence my fierce protectiveness over anyone bringing it up, and his family always emphasized it doesn't matter what he looked like on the outside because he was beautiful on the inside. Seriously, what the F?
like
He's also mentioned having a really bad ex-girlfriend who had issues with his scars in the past but never went too deep into it, and I'm starting to wonder if that's what his overreaction and suggestion of a breakup was rooted in. I'm taking mental notes on all the comments on what's the best way to approach this, and they're really helping. Thank you. Update 1. Here we go.
I love shading red with purple. I don't know, it just feels so right.
Most of them were along the same basis.
Like, I wish I could have done it earlier.
Scars aren't an issue for me, as well as setting up a place to stay in.
And I think like lots of people agree with me because I have seen lots of people like shade with purple too.
Thank you. I decided to send a text that I love him and his scars
It
don't bother me
feels
so that it could relieve some tension.
It feels so cool.
But he came back and
Dude, I don't miss the times where I like used to shade with black. Oh my god.
Apologized for yelling.
I wish I could go back in time to the first Thanksgiving. No, I wish I could go back in time and just slap my past self on the head for shading with this.
And took his shirt off in front of her. She decided to gasp and start making a big deal about how he cheated her and that he made it seem like the scars weren't that bad and broke up with him. I have a newfound hatred for her now. He said he knew it wasn't an excuse, but his brain immediately went to that and he freaked out. I asked if he wanted to break up and he was just trying to find an excuse, and he quickly said no, specifying that he was just trying to give me an out if I wanted it. When I tell you I was relieved.
Bisexual shading.
I had an oh shit moment of panic knowing I effed up. He felt awful and apologized for making me feel so uncomfortable in our home. Every time
Jay, if you're still here, I know like you have done some artistic stuff. Have you ever done like an artistic piece, like an art piece? Like a drawing, like a whole drawing?
Wants us to live isn't healthy. That we can have locks and a knock before entering policy, but him expecting me to never see him naked was unfair to both of us. That it was his insecurities getting worse and me enabling it. He was dismissive of these points, saying how it wouldn't change things. It didn't work the first time, why would it work now? I pointed out how he almost threw out a 9-year-old relationship over me accidentally walking in on him. He tried to say that locks would help stop that from happening again.
To some extent, ooh. I'm more like a fan of
I want you to be comfortable with me.
How you have done some stuff. Like for example, I know you did your own thingy with the
I also repeated a suggestion that other people suggested about getting tattoos or going to couples counseling, and he just stared.
With your background and all that. I'm a fan of it. I'm a fan of the style.
He didn't care before. Not mean or aggressive.
So I don't know. I like that day that you did like quote unquote art stream. I would love for to see more of it. It took art twice in high school. Ooh, how did that went?
I love all of you, including your scars. He started crying. Wasn't the first time in the conversation. Tons of tears shed on both ends, and I comforted him. He said he didn't want me to be stressed out in our home and that he was sorry. He was a lot more open to couples counseling than personal therapy, which was a half win that I'll take. For now, we talked about our future some more, and I asked if he ever thought that he'd be comfortable with me seeing his scars. He said that he wants to show me, but he's not ready yet. I was happy to accept it, especially since he's agreed to couples counseling and therapy.
Oh fuck!
I'm so proud of him. I've summarized a lot here, but once again, this was a very long talk. We got dinner and slept, which we both really
I never took an art class in my life, and it shows. Like, if someone tells you, "Oh, you don't need art classes," maybe right, like maybe you don't need to pay for it. Like you don't need to go to like outside of school and go and pay like I don't know to 1,000 per month or something like that, but you need some sort of learning, like go and study or something, because I swear to God, please.
The first class was like teaching you different type of ways to draw it, and alright, the second one when you had to draw pieces based on the theme you made. Ooh.
We kept talking for a little while.
That sounds actually very interesting.
The entire time we kept contact, he assumed we would get back together at some
I
point.
like tried a free trial of an art class, like one time. It was just drawing, like not even drawing, like copying the head.
The only slight connection I had
like there was this paper that had instructions of how to draw.
She knows the entire
like how to draw a head, and we needed just to follow them. It was very boring.
Family and close friends about the pregnancy. I told everyone to keep it quiet as I didn't feel ready to publicly announce it. Less than 24 hours passed after telling my side of the family, and I received a phone call from Jake. He had found out I was pregnant and left a voicemail saying he would be filing for custody of the baby. Obviously, he was in a psychotic episode, so I ignored his calls and let his family know that he had reached out to me.
If one day you feel comfortable, I would love to see it.
He has no idea where I live or work, so I'm not worried about him showing up physically to confront me. I knew the only way he could have found out would have been through Jess. I called and confronted her about it, and she admitted to it. She was extremely apologetic and said she didn't think it would matter. She thought he would be fine with the news and said he deserved to know. I was upset by this, but I hadn't explicitly told her not to tell Jake, so it could have just been a mistake. I forgave her, but made it very clear
Jay, what have you done?
More information about me or the baby.
You're getting cooked on the Reddit stories.
Last weekend was my baby shower. Sam and I had the baby shower together. It was more of a party than a traditional baby shower. We hired a function room at a bar and invited 80 people to come celebrate. We were all having a great time.
Let me find it one sec. Ooh, it showed it in the server.
I managed to slip away without him seeing me and grabbed security to get him escorted out. I watched as security approached him and asked him to leave. He was furious and started yelling. He spotted me and tried running to me before being grabbed by security. He ended up biting one of them. He was yelling and demanding to talk to me before he would leave. Sam and several friends went over to him to try and talk him down, but it only escalated. He screamed at Sam, claimed that he was the baby's real dad and that we had never really broken up. At this point I left to hide in the ladies' room until my mom came to let me know Jake was gone. He had eventually left after a little more screaming. I was mortified and we cut the baby shower short. I couldn't stop crying. It's now been a few days and I confronted Jess. She is the only person who would have possibly told him the location and time of the baby shower. I wasn't as kind on the phone with her this time. She admitted to telling him and apologized, but said how could I keep this a secret from him? I was furious and told her that she would no longer receive any news about me or the baby and that I would cut her out of my life. My brother called me after and asked me to forgive her. He knew she was wrong, but he didn't think he should also be punished for what she had done. He knew that by cutting her out I also wouldn't be telling him any news about the baby. In part he thought I should blame Jake for his reaction and not Jess, that she hadn't known he would show up. The damage was already done and I should let it go. Update 1. I had my baby earlier than anticipated in Sam and I moved into a new house. I heard from Jake's family that he was on an extended mental health hold at the hospital as his psychotic episode was not subsidized.
I always have problems shading metals.
Apparently many of his paintings
because a part of me doesn't know how to do it, because like a part of me wants to do it with purple, but like it will be too much purple to do it.
My mom had a heart-to-heart with me and finally understood why
I just like tend to use.
I didn't hear anything from my brother. Apparently my mom had stepped up and had a conversation with him about the severity of what Jess had done. It broke my heart to push my brother away as we had
to
been
use
so
like
close.
another shades of
Unfortunately, things didn't stay so
grayish
calm.
blue.
After a few months, I received a call from Jake. He had
I'm sorry, I sometimes I forget I need to
embarrassed
like
about his behavior at the baby shower.
do commentary. I'm not used to talking and drawing
He cried and asked us to
yeah.
speak to Sam.
Same
He
thing.
wanted to
Okay,
personally
okay.
apologize to
I'm
him.
not used to like
Sam
doing
didn't
commentary and
welcome him.
drawing.
I told him I
I
forgave
usually
him.
just
I knew it
shut
wasn't
the
his fault,
fuck
but we
up.
should move on. I was also very firm with him and told him that under no circumstances would I let him be around me.
Holy damn!
If he tried to contact us, I wouldn't hesitate to call the police.
Goku! Holy shit, it's
Sam's
Goku!
workplace with a gash on his head and was demanding to speak with him. They had a short conversation where Jake.
Wait, dude, this is actually very
He
sick.
didn't seem to be stable. In his apology, he said, "I'm so sorry for confronting you in public."
You
like
did
that.
this in
Please
real
don't do it
life,
privately.
or is this
Clearly, you didn't know
digital?
the baby wasn't yours, and you were humiliated in front of your friends. Sam didn't
Because
know
like
he was so
you
sorry,
have
he
this
accepted his
drop
apology and
shadow
asked him to leave.
effect that I
Sam
really
then
like
called me to let me know
in
what
the
had
second one. I mean in the
I was
second
shocked.
one.
Obviously, Jess had told him where Sam worked.
This is
I called
sick.
Jake's family to let them know what had happened. They told me the next day he hadn't come home and were extremely worried.
Okay.
He wasn't meant to be driving as his license had been suspended, but he had taken his mom's car without her permission. A few days later, he was found by police.
Okay, let's me voy a persinar. I'm not used to shitting muscles, and I am a little bit intimidated for this, and I did not put
asked
the
if he could meet up with me for lunch one day,
color
and I
thing.
agreed, and we met up. Then he told me all the
Okay.
crazy stuff that had happened with Jess. Apparently, when Jake got out of the hospital following the baby shower incident, he had shown up at their house to see Jess. My brother was really worried because he could tell that Jake was in a manic episode. He kept an eye on Jake while he visited and noticed that he was being extremely touchy-feely with
No.
Jess, who started to seem flirty with him as well.
Pen.
It made him really
Okay,
uncomfortable, so he made an
let's
excuse
stay.
about him, and Jess needed
I
to go
dropped
to
the
a friend's
pieces,
house.
took pictures in,
When
or
Jake
put it
left
in
him and Jess had
Photoshop,
a
send me
fight,
trace pose
he
and the
confronted
hands
Jess about
from
the
my
flirty
own
behavior,
hands.
and he was
That is
extremely
sick.
defensive. She
This
flat out
actually
denied
super
that she had
sick.
been flirting or that Jake had been touching her at all. My brother decided to drop it. Not long after Jake showed up at their house,
And I love the
this time
theme,
Jess
and I
was
love the theme. It's super
Jake
sweet.
told him that he was in love with Jess, confessed that they had been
Escapism.
sleeping together, and showed him a bunch of text messages between the two of them to prove that he wasn't making this up. My brother asked him to leave. When Jess got home, he confronted her. At first, she tried to deny it, but eventually confessed. She begged my brother to forgive her. She had
Okay.
realized after his outburst at the baby shower that she didn't love him. My brother was furious and told her to stay with her parents for a while. Ever since then, he hasn't heard from her. It's been months now, and it looks like things are over between the two of them. Who is that one stranger that you never forgot? When I was 15 years old, I ran away from home because I was pissed off at my parents for a reason I can't
Oh, I
remember.
hope I'm doing a
I
good
didn't have much
job.
money, so I decided to hop onto the SkyTrain,
Okay.
public transport train in
You
British
got this,
Columbia,
man.
and ride it as
You
far as it
got
would go.
this. I
I
believe
reached
in
the
you,
end of the
Pan.
line in
Thank you,
less than an
Pan.
hour, and decided I wanted to ride it all the way back again, while trying to formulate some kind of plan of how I wanted to live the rest of my life without my parents or anyone. At the last
Okay.
stop, or the first stop depending on your perspective,
Got
a
this,
girl
man.
came on and sat in the row right behind me.
You
I
got the
didn't pay much
touch.
attention to her at first, as I was busy writing my life
This
plan.
sucks.
It was a few minutes later. she got up
That
and sat
actually
next to me,
might
curious as
just
to what I was writing.
really
I
stink.
told her the story, and after a few laughs, we began talking about everything and anything. Her name was Amanda.
This
17
might
years old, and
actually
absolutely
just
wonderful. She
stink.
told me she was getting off at the last stop. which
Oh
was also
god,
the
I
first
don't
stop.
like this a
Hang on,
bit.
It was also the stop I had
Oh,
gotten on
it's
originally.
hurting me.
I told her we would ride to it
Oh
together.
my god, why
We
didn't
trained
I
around
never
less than an hour,
learn how
and
to
what a wonderful hour
shade?
indeed, when the last stop did come.
I
We both
never
knew we
took
probably
I
wouldn't
never
see
took
each
a
other
proper
again.
investigation
This
of
was
how
before the
to
days of
shade.
smartphones, and I was a shy little kid afraid to make
I
moves.
think I did like
As we
15
got to
pieces
the
in
end of the
general.
sidewalk, we split
Damn.
in two different directions. She went right and I went left.
Wait,
Before saying goodbye, she
15
turned to me
pieces
and
in
asked me a
just
question that
like
has become a wonderful part of my life. She
2
asked me, "Tell me
classes?
something
You
have
see,
done
you
or
took
want
2
to do
classes.
that you think I should do?"
You also had to
It
pick
can be
like 5
anything,
pieces and put
as
them in
challenging
a
as you want it to
virtual
be,
gallery.
or
Oh,
as easy.
that is
As
pretty
long as you
cool.
give me the rest of my life to complete it, I promise I will do it.
Okay.
I was confused as to why, but I thought about it, and told her, sing an a cappella song in a room full of strangers. She said perfect and asked me if I would like a challenge as well.
guess.
I told her I did, and she told me, read, from start to finish,
Let's go.
Ulysses by James Joyce. I had never heard
Dun,
of it at the
dun,
time,
dun,
but I agreed,
dun,
and we
dun.
said
No,
our goodbyes
not
back
knowing
from
one
memory,
class.
and can't remember
It
most
looks awesome. What are you
conversations
talking
I had
about?
with most people. But I remember
No,
very
dude.
clearly. You know
It's
why?
just that I don't like
Because of
it.
the
I have
challenge she
problems
gave.
with shading
In the 12
shading
years that have passed
skin.
since, I have tried to read that book.
I
in
have
more than
I have
50
like
different cities.
big problems with
Every time
shading
I
the
open my
skin
copy of the 780-page
people.
monster of a book, I always think of her, and I always think of that day. I've never been sure if it was her
I think I
intent or
like
not,
this one,
but
this
she
color.
left her lasting memory on me with that challenge. I soon after learned what she did was a completely wonderful and amazing thing for me.
Okay.
So I decided to keep it going. I've met a lot of strangers in my life, some that have become friends, and some, due to living in different time zones and whatnot, didn't. I don't want to just have experiences and then let them go. I want to remember these meetings, and embrace the fact that they
I
happened.
guess.
So whenever I leave someone who has left an amazing impact of my life, I always make sure to add them to my Ulysses bucket list. I ask them to give me a challenge, as difficult or as easy as they want it to be, and regardless of the fact that they have done it or not. simply
I'm
something
liking
they've
it, I'm
always
liking
wanted
it.
to do. Some have been easy and fun.
Okay.
I met a man in India 9 years ago who told me to, for a week or a month, cook and buy twice as much food as I intend on eating, and give the other half to a stranger in need. I completed that mission 8 years ago, and thought about that man and the time we had all the way through. I met a girl on a cruise 6 years ago, who told me
Well, if it ain't Iron Pan,
I am Iron Pan. What a great song. How are you, Bubbles? It's always nice to see you. How are you doing? I'm doing one of my like
at the same festival.
not very common art streams. And it's nice to see you here so you can see me fail shading a person.
But at the same time exhilarating leaving my comfort zone. A girl I met on a plane
But
told
you
me to
know,
skydive.
there
I'm
are
still in the
no
process of getting that done.
accidents,
A couple I met in Cali on the beach told me to tell the 5 people I hated
just
the most,
beautiful
that I love them and
mistakes.
respect them. That one was very difficult because of my stubbornness, but I've come close to completing that list many times. Still in the process, 2 more people
I'm
to go.
fucking
And
terrible.
some things have had an everlasting impact on my daily life. I met a girl at a music festival. She told me that
Wanna
whenever I
talk
get
about
mad
it,
at somebody,
buddy?
walk away,
Or wanna
sing
talk
my happy
about
song
it?
in my head for 5 minutes. Go back to
I'm
the
here
person
for
I'm mad
you.
at,
You
find
wanna
out
lay
and
your
it
lap
turns
on
out I've made this my
you wanna
way.
lay your head on my
I
lap?
once met a man at a gym in a hotel.
I'm here for
They
you,
told me
buddy.
that your body and brain tells you that you are exhausted and done. Use your heart instead and push out 2 more reps. I've made this my motto
It's
when working
not
out,
nice to hear that you're not
doing
doing
exercises in
well.
which my body demands me to quit. I also use it while working
If you
on
wanna
anything,
talk about it,
while
I'm here.
studying. One of the best pieces of advice I've ever received. There are many others. that
Obviously, I'm
use
not your
about joy in
therapist,
life.
but I don't
There
know.
are
I
still
can
many
hear you.
tasks I've yet to accomplish, and every time I think of these tasks, I think of the people.
My
that gave me
phone
to me.
broke and I
It
can't
amazes me how well I remember
find
all
some
these
very
people.
important
While I
paperwork
can't
and I
remember
was
so many
certain that
aspects of
work.
even yesterday.
That
These
stinks!
experiences, not only do I take from them a mission or a challenge,
Lay your
I
hand on
also
my
take from them
lap?
a memory
No,
that
lay
never
your
fails to
head
appear
on my
inside
lap.
my mind. I opened my Ulysses book.
You know when
300
like you
times
comfort
yesterday,
somebody and
read a
like
few pages, which
you
prompted me to share this
have
story
their
with you.
head on your
I'm in the
lap
final
and like
30
everything
pages
is
of the
going to
book,
be
also
okay,
known
you
as the
know?
most
But
dreaded
that
to
thing.
read. In the last 40
Also,
pages or so,
dude, damn.
James Joyce doesn't use a single punctuation
If
mark,
it's
no periods,
paperwork,
no
one,
commas,
it's
no
like
nothing.
a
A straight
finished
50-page
paperwork,
long sentence. I never saw
or
Amanda after that day, nor do I know if she's
oh,
ever get a chance to sing a song to a room full of strangers.
okay.
But what I do know is
It's
that she
like
gave me a
finished
gift that is
paperwork, the
never
one that you
lost
cannot
after me.
finish,
So
like I
wherever
mean
you may be,
find
thank
or
you for giving
something.
me the Ulysses bucket list. And I swear I'll finish it
You're
one day.
confusing. I
My
am
life advice,
confusing. Either my
simply,
pronunciation is
please read the
bad.
Ulysses bucket list.
I'm bad at
I
English. Let
abandoned
me
my
drink
family
water.
because they deserved it. I abandoned my wife and my 13-year-old daughter a week after
But
I
yeah,
discovered my
I'm very
wife's affair.
confusing.
It's now almost 6 months since that day. I discovered her affair by chance. Our marriage had plenty of intimacy and was in good shape. I came home late from work, and there was a safety training seminar I had to
Okie
attend.
dokie.
My wife Eve was sleeping on the sofa and a message with some emojis popped up on her phone. Emojis like I would use when I message her. I snooped and I found out what had been going on for at least 5 months. I knew the affair partner, Adam. He was a work colleague of hers. He was married and had 3 children. While
Adam.
reading the messages, something
Fucking
just snapped in my
Adam.
head. It
She
fundamentally
had everyone
changed
to
me.
choose and she
Over
chose
the course of
fucking
reading the
Adam.
messages, I went from loving Eve more than
Damn.
anything, to hating her to just going blank. Not just
You're not
about
bad
her,
at
but
English,
everything.
but bad at
Totally
smash.
wrong. I
I'm
took
gonna
pictures of the
smash
messages
you.
and went to bed.
I'm trying to
Eve was
transfer
mad the next day that I went to bed without waking her up. She
ownership
complained
of a
about neck
car,
pain from
ownership
sleeping on the
of
couch
a
all
car,
night. I wasn't really
over to
listening.
me, and
I
I
just
just
remember
learned
thinking how
that
everything was muffled.
and that
During breakfast, I didn't say a single word. My wife and
has
daughter chatted away. They didn't seem
aliens
to notice
is
anything different
so
about me,
it
or even acknowledge me.
alien.
But I definitely didn't feel like myself. I went through all the daily
So I
motions.
need to
I
find
went to work,
this.
did all the normal
So find
stuff.
it.
The
It's
only difference is I sort of
paperwork.
stopped talking. Sadly, I realized
My
that nothing seemed to even
grandparents.
notice. It's like I wasn't even there.
Damn.
I started to understand that Eve and my daughter didn't really
They
love me.
can help. They
I
can
was in the
help
house
you.
with them,
Take me to
but
dinner
unless they had something
first.
for me to do
Okay, I
alone,
will.
I would get these pangs of pain.
Okay,
They
now
would
now
come
you
and
gave
go.
me conditions. Okay, I
Sometimes
will
they
take you
would
to
overwhelm me
dinner, then I
completely.
will thank you.
I walked around like this for 5 days before Eve asked me if something was wrong during dinner. I had maybe uttered 3
Also,
words in
damn,
total
dude,
when my
like
daughter was
that
here.
actually
I
might
didn't even
just
answer
stink.
her
You cannot
question.
like just
I just made a
reprint
confused
the
face,
paperwork
then
or
continued
something,
eating.
like, or you
She
need to
seemed okay
like
with
give
it.
the
The
original.
next day I didn't go to work.
They're trying to
I
help.
didn't really have a
Damn.
plan. I put it in my car and walked around the neighborhood for a while. I
Because
ended up at a
if you
kitchen
can
table
just
waiting
like
for
give
my
a
wife to come
copy,
home.
I would
She
recommend you
came
to
home with
have
a
like
few
all
bags of
the all of
groceries.
those things
She
in one
immediately started
USB,
talking
one
about her
hard
day
drive,
while unpacking. I just
and
sat
like
at the
always
kitchen
have
table
it
in
on your
pain.
car or
She
like
didn't even look at
on
me
a
apart from
carpet.
one glance as
That's
she
what
went
I
in the kitchen.
that's what I do.
Daughter popped in and did the same.
Like with my
Their backs were
paperwork,
turned to me
the
and
one
they
that I
talked
need
about some trivial
like
crap on sale. I have never felt so
the
rejected,
one that
unappreciated, so
I
alone.
always have
I felt
copies
totally
of it,
invisible,
you know.
like I wasn't there, or that I wasn't worth acknowledging. I was thinking back on our lives and all I could see was that they didn't care about me at all. They probably never did.
Okay.
I was an accessory to their life. I was hit with a wave of pain. I cried. Still they didn't notice, so I got angry, very angry. I had a glass of water in front of me. I stood up and threw it hard at the tiles over the sink. It just exploded. Glass shards rained
Nice.
over everything. They froze,
I think that's
unsure what to
all
do
of
when they
it.
saw my contorted, tear-soaked face. It was
Yeah, that's all
uncomfortably
of it.
quiet for a long while before I spoke. Eve, I
Alright,
know all about your
now
cheating
we
with
go
that.
here.
My daughter looked at Eve. What? Is that true, Mom? Eve started to try to explain. She briefly glanced at me and said, sorry, I can explain.
Nice.
Then she turned back to our daughter and they started arguing. Again, it was like I was invisible or something.
Don't give her
After a few
more.
minutes
What?
watching their increasingly
It's been a
heated argument,
rough
I
day.
just
My
walked out and
family
got in my
gets
car. I
mad
looked
when
at
I
them again
show
through
any
the window,
annoyance
still
or
arguing in the kitchen.
how
They
aggravating
didn't even notice
my
I had
day it
left.
is.
I
Damn,
sat there for a
dude.
few more minutes before I gave up and just
Don't
drove
worry.
off.
Like
It
here,
took
we
maybe
don't
15
judge you
minutes
out
before
loud.
Eve told me
I'm
that
joking.
she was
We
left
do
me
not
on
judge you.
call. Then a flood of texts
Everyone
from
has a
both of them.
right to get
I just
mad.
ignored it and eventually turned the
Like
phone off.
you, like
The
getting mad
next
is
day
not
I
an
took half
excuse
of
to
my
like
money out and
do
called my mom.
stupid
I told
stuff.
him I didn't know
But
that I
everyone
would do
has a
that.
right to get mad.
He
Like
told me if I didn't show up, I
yeah,
was
like
fired.
don't scream
I
or
just told
do
him okay,
that.
and
But
he
like
left.
you
I just
can
didn't care.
just
I went
oh
to
I'm
Adam's
mad
house.
because this
His wife
happened,
opened
this
it.
happened, this
I
happened.
gave her a
Like
copy of the
some pretty
messages and
like
told her what
stupid
happened
people
and my
will
wife
say,
had been up to.
oh you're
I left her
filling me
crying
with
on the stairs.
negativity.
At the end of
Like
the day, I
you
ended up in a
shut
cheap
up.
hotel at the edge of town.
Dude,
The
it's
next
like
few
that
days
person
were
is
kind
there
of
for you,
rough.
be there for
Eve's
be
older
be
brother
there
was
for them,
talking
you
with
know?
Bob. Bob showed up on the 4th day. I don't
Also,
know how he found
for the
me.
love of
He
God,
tried
please
to
tell
interrogate me,
Sky is
but I
not
didn't say
listening. Don't
anything.
give her more
When I didn't
ideas.
engage, he told me I was under
Dude,
arrest and
those
put me in
two have
custody.
done
However, he didn't
like
take me to the
Anon
station
and
like I
Sky
expected.
have done
He
Pan
took me
and
home
J
instead.
art, and
Bob
I'm
dragged
all
me
for
into
it.
the living room where my wife and daughter
I think
immediately
it's pretty
started
cool.
berating me. Still, I said nothing. I just listened in
Okay.
amazement while they told
No,
me how terrible
no,
this
no,
was
no,
for them.
no.
When a terrible
No.
experience for making them worried. It went
There
on
we
for a
go.
while. In the end, Eve screamed at me, say something. I stared at her for a while before calmly saying, I have nothing to say to you, Beach. Bob freaked out and slammed me against the wall, screaming at me to not talk to his sister that way.
Okay.
I got a lot of satisfaction out of Bob's violent reaction. I don't know why, it made me so happy I was laughing. Bob's wife left him 4 months earlier. I smiled at Bob. You're pathetic, Bob. Did you hurt your wife, Bob?
Okay.
Is that why she left you? Bob hurt me hard. I went down.
Yeah, they have done a Pan X J art.
Started to get up, I just
I'm
looked at
tired,
her.
so I'm going to bed. Night, y'all. Don't run any jolly on stream. Dang it, that was the next like art.
F you, Bob. He knocked me out cold this time. I woke up
How
in the
dare
hospital.
you?
I puked all
Okay.
over the floor the second I opened my eyes, so I knew I had a concussion.
I did not need to hear
Bob
that.
and my daughter were there. They were talking to me. I was too confused to make it out. A nurse appeared and asked them to leave. She got me a pan to puke in and called someone to clean. While she was taking my pulse, I told her that my family put me here and that they were not to come anywhere near me. If they came back into the room, I would leave. I would just run away. She argued kind of sternly that running or even
Now
leaving
let's
was a really
finish
bad idea for me.
the
But she would
thumbnail.
talk to security. I
This
didn't
is
see
just
them
the
again
piece
in the
of
hospital.
art. We
It was bliss.
still need to do the
I
background
decided to
and the
disappear,
title.
to turn into a ghost. I wanted nothing to do with these people
Let's
ever again.
do this.
I made a letter to each of them. I
Okay.
warned Bob that if he ever bothered me again, I would report him. I told my daughter
This
that he had betrayed
is
me and that
as
she
a
would be without a
background,
father
so
from now
we
on.
can have.
To Eve, I made
It's
a
still
longer letter.
12 minutes.
I tried to be as
I
polite as
swear to
possible.
God. Wait, they never sent you the Pan, the J expand art?
I told her reconciliation.
They never
or
sent
even
it to you?
contact was impossible, especially after she had sent her brother to drag me back.
Because like Anon sent it to me, and it's actually very cool.
So if she wants it
Like
before
yeah,
she
it's
goes,
us kissing, but like besides that, it's actually pretty cool art.
I ended it with
Sky
this
showed it to me.
conversation
Wait,
with my wife
wait,
and
wait, wait,
myself.
I just know the Anon one. You need to show me the Sky
It's
one.
like I let her steal a little bit
Anon
more.
didn't.
Like I let her
Okay,
steal a little
let's
more
trade.
pain
Let's
from her
trade.
when
Okay,
I disappeared.
you sent me the Sky one.
He
I
gave
sent
the
you the
hostages
Anon
some
one.
fresh
What about
clothes that
that?
they forwarded to me.
What about that?
When
What
one
do you
evening I
think?
just went out the rear fire escape. I triggered some kind of alarm. I was panicking a bit, but thankfully no one stopped me.
Where is it?
I got
Yeah,
back
here.
to the hotel to pick up my car. I traded it with a small RV and set off. I got a new phone. The
Nice,
only person I
okay.
called was my father. I told him everything and told him if he
Keep
gave my
this
new number to
between
anyone,
us
I would
then.
become
It's
totally
on a stream, and I'm going to upload
He
this.
could call me if he needed to reach me if I needed to sign something.
Sorry,
Other than that,
buddy.
I wanted to be left alone. For the
Okay.
first few months, I grieved the loss
Let's
of my
go.
old life. But I
Me
came to realize that I
Rush
grieved the loss of
loyal
fantasy.
logo. I
A
hope
memory
there. I
only
hope
existed in
it's
my head.
somewhere, because if
The
it's
loving wife
not
and daughter,
somewhere,
the family, friends.
it's
It
not
was all just an
somewhere.
illusion in my head.
Fuck.
These people never really cared for me. Over time, I
Fuck,
started
they
to
don't
rebuild a
have-
sort of life. Only
They
this
don't have
time
a
I was total
PNG
ghost
of the
town and had a safety
title.
deposit box to keep valuables in cash.
No.
I do odd jobs for money. I hunt and fish and scavenge. My
Fuck.
money consumption is insignificant, so my cash reserves are actually low. I don't pay
Fuck.
taxes. I don't have a bank account. When people ask my
Darn
name, I say I'm a friend.
it.
I go out of my way to
Okay,
not
let's
contribute
leave it
to
like that
society
then.
or anything else for that matter. All in all, my life is getting better. At least now no one is using me for nothing but their own benefit while pretending they care about me. I don't know what happened to my wife and daughter, my old friends, or the rest of the family. I don't know if I am divorced now or if I owe child support. I don't know what happened to the house. I don't really care. My father has tried to give me information a few times, but I shut that down hard. He is the only one who
Also,
speaks with
should I
precision
change
for
my?
life.
If I'm doing like art
Karen
streams,
mother
should I
attacked me for not giving her
change
son a black belt after
my
learning karate
thingy,
lessons.
my
I
like
teach
Quick
Kempo
Studio
karate
Paint
as a
to
second-degree black
English
belt.
because like I have
I
in
also have an
Spanish.
assistant, Kira, a first-degree black belt in her own right. The kids class I was teaching has has just ended when a woman walks in with her son.
Okay.
She says her 13-year-old son wants to take karate lessons, so I shake hands with her and have her sit down with my instructor to fill out the waivers
No.
and get him his GI measurements. Other students file in for the intermediate class and me and Kira get down to business. I take the
Okay.
bulk of the class, around 15
So,
kids, while Kira
I
goes with
just
the new
do
student
this.
one-on-one to teach him basic strikes
I'm
and
gonna
stances.
pull it.
Not 5 minutes later, I hear Kira upset, telling the new boy to do 10 push-ups. Why? He called Kira, who's essentially a volunteer,
Okay.
effing beach. Karen, the mother,
So
stands up
now
and
we
says
take
her son can't do
this.
push-ups,
Let's make
as she
it
doesn't want her son to be
brighter.
sore.
Like
Kira
this.
lets him do the push-ups on his knees,
Over
but
here.
not 5 minutes later
Here.
she makes him do 20 more, since
We
he's now
lower
called her a
the
useless dimwit.
opacity,
For reference, Kira is in her
and we
early
have
20s,
it.
and the boy is 13.
There
Not
we
to
go.
mention there's other parents and
I
kids
like
here
it.
as well. It's wholly inappropriate. So I walk over and ask Kira to switch
Let's
with me.
let's have a
As she
number.
does, she
Let's
gives
have a
me the
number.
bug eyes and mouths what the F.
Actually,
So I
I'm
walk
just going
over
to
and ask the
copy
boy
it.
why
I mean,
he
it
insulted my
should
assistant
be
Kira.
fine to keep it
He said
to
he
get in
doesn't like
Spanish,
girls.
I guess.
When I asked him what he meant, he said he
Okay.
only listens to his
Where's
dad
it?
or other boys.
Where's
He
it?
won't listen to me at all.
Okay, Super Mario.
He needs some discipline. The
You
mother
pick a Mario
confirms to
one?
me, chuckling, as if raising a monster is something to laugh about. When do I get a black belt like
There
that?
we go.
The boy asks me.
Ba-da-da-da.
He's been punching the air the entire time. This boy is aggressively hyper. Well, it takes quite a while. I've been training since I was 5 and earned my black belt at 21, so it took me a while. I say, nah, I don't want to wait that long.
What if I make
I
it
want mine now.
white?
He says, his chubby face now red and sweaty from the shadow boxing.
Yeah,
The
what
mother
if I
motions me
make it
over and whispers in my ear.
white?
Do you think you could give him one? Just to make him happy? No, sorry, he has to earn one. We aren't a belt factory. Well, he never gets told no. I'm sorry, but that's not how we do things here.
We
I have
go
money.
here.
I can pay you
Pa!
extra.
Fuck!
No, sorry.
Forgot
we
one
only
step.
give belts when they're earned.
Pa!
After several minutes of arguing
I
and
like it.
conversation that leads nowhere, Karen snaps at me. I paid you give my son a black belt. She stands up and points a
Oh,
finger
I'm
in
not
my
reading
face.
the chat.
It was so sudden
Okay.
that I reflexively took a step back.
There we
Hey,
go.
so
Now
I'm late.
let's
Some of the
save
other parents chime in.
it.
Before I can reply to Karen,
We
I hear a loud commotion behind
go.
me. I hear more parents and students shouting.
We
I turn
go.
and see a new boy
Okay.
laying hands on a girl in
Now
the
save
class.
it.
Kira is shouting, hey, stop.
Let's
However, this girl
import
that new
it.
boy was
By the way,
laying
tell
hands on
me
is
if
from
like the
girl.
process of
She
importing
holds
the
a front
drawing
finger
or
against the
anything,
black boy's center,
it makes
right in his flat
the
stomach.
stream slower.
He shouts and doubles over.
Because I don't want the stream to be
I
slower.
was so freaking proud of her. Hey, that little beach hurt my son.
Pa!
Karen runs past me
I
onto the
didn't
mat
want to
and
do
gets in
that.
the
Pa!
face of the 14-year-old
Pa!
girl her son just attacked.
Now we go here.
This girl
Let's
is
make it a
already scared
PNG.
and starts to cry, but Karen ups the ante and shoves this girl in the chest with her hand. Kira gets between them and is red-faced
There
and
we
raged.
go.
I immediately rush over and try to defuse the situation, but neither of them
Okay.
are having it. Parents stand up and
Actually,
start
like
shouting.
let's
Keep
change
your
it
hands
to
off my
let's
daughter.
change it right now.
The girl's father, who was with the other parents, yells at Karen.
Now you know
He
what now.
starts approaching aggressively but backs off when he realizes me and Kira, both black belts, are by her. Now, you should know something about
Is
Kira.
everything good now?
She's under
So I
5
can
foot,
close
less
this.
than 110 pounds soaking wet, but she can still kick my butt up and down the mat on any given day.
No,
She's
no.
fast, accurate, and insanely flexible.
There we go.
She can control her body and perform techniques that I just simply can't.
No,
So Kira
no,
and
no, no,
Karen
no,
get
no,
into
no.
a shouting match with each other. I tell Karen to leave with your
Let's.
kid and
There we
don't come
go.
back. Don't you ever lay a hand
Now
on
close it.
me.
Let's go to Undertale
You
now.
understand. I raised
I
my
want
voice.
to at
She
least do the
genuinely
line art of this
Heck,
one.
my son
I
gets a
really
black
like it
belt for
because
anyone.
I don't know. It's Sonic holding a time stone.
He attacked our
the
students.
time
Kira
stone.
interjects, but this set Karen off.
Whoa!
She reaches
And we
tries
down
to
the
stop
time
Kira.
stones.
Big mistake.
Can you believe it, Tails?
Kira parries the
He
punch
did
and
not
fires
use the
right
time
into
stones.
the meat of Karen's inner thigh with nothing held back. It was glorious.
Let's see what you
Karen
sent me,
gasped as
Jay.
she fell
Sorry.
onto the mat in a heap.
Let's see.
Oh my god. She held her
Holy
arms
shit!
and got up and rushed at Kira.
Also, this is the
Karen
one
grabbed the girl's
that
wildly swinging
that
arms.
Anon sent me. Damn, we got sent
One
the
of
same
parents called the
one.
police. After interviewing everyone involved, they determined that Kira and myself acted in self-defense.
But yeah, this
Kira
is
led one to
us,
pursue
buddy.
charges against
This
her,
is
but the
us.
parents of the girl
We
Karen
are
shoved right in
kissing.
felt
And we
differently.
down the time
So Karen was
stones.
hauled away in handcuffs. Karen said she'd sue me and Kira in civil court, but since we have
Whoa,
legal
no
rights,
time
we took another round of
stones.
that. My adultery ruined my
This
life.
hedgehog will help you fuck hard, and we down the time
We dated for
stones.
3 years and tied the knot. Our marriage was great.
This is in
We
your
were really happy.
mind.
Suddenly,
Not
she became
mine.
pregnant. I know it is our fault because
Nah,
we didn't use
It's
protection at the
our
time. We
mind.
decided to keep the baby and our
It's
son was born.
ours.
I thought our family was complete, but things
Wow,
drastically
wow,
changed.
wow,
wife was always busy with our son. She used to be this fit girl who was always radiant, but she just looked like a zombie to me. She didn't care about how she looked while she was in public. I started to feel resentment towards her. Before I did anything stupid, I talked to her and gave her an ultimatum that if she doesn't go back to her normal shape, I would leave her. She started crying and saying that she is always exhausted and doesn't have time. I told her I would help her as much as I can, but looking back now, I did the bare minimum. The trouble came when she was again pregnant at 5 years. All the hard work she has done was down the drain. She gained a lot of weight. I avoided her. Just looking at her made me sick. I was either at the gym or at the bar. I was looking for excuses to not come home. That's when I met a girl at my gym. She was attractive and had a nice body.
I want Tifa, look at, I mean, what?
I felt alive again.
I know you want Tifa, you won't shut up about it. Buddy, buddy boy, I know you need your girlfriend.
So, just like every cheater, I got caught. My wife found out that I was sleeping with someone else. She broke down in tears right in front of me.
How dare you, J.O. Sonic?
How did you do this to me? You broke our family. At that time, I did something bad.
No,
I'm still ashamed of it.
This is the one with the yellow part.
I told her if she looked after herself, I wouldn't have cheated. That it is all her fault. My
My
wife started laughing.
Yeah.
It confused me. She said if I helped her, she might have had the time.
You don't
I was
want
never home
Tifa
outside
like
sleeping
it.
with some random girl.
Ooh, you don't want
She told me
Tifa
she wanted a divorce
like
right
it. You want
I was really
me.
hateful towards her and said, "Fine, you can, but you really think any man would ever want you with your
Okay,
marriage?"
let's
I
do
could see it
this.
broke her and crushed her. I wanted it at that time. The divorce was settled. She only wanted the house. We shared custody of the kids. The divorce felt a relief. I could be with my girlfriend whenever I wanted. But that is when I saw
Listen, she just
Whenever
has a
I was home,
nice
the house was not clean.
personality.
There would be dishes in the sink for days. I remember
Yeah, I bet like you want to be her dog about it, huh? You psycho! Get out of my head! Get out of my face!
My son
Get
was a
out of
big
here! Get
My
the
daughter
fuck
was still
out of
very
here!
little. She would cry a lot. It was exhausting. No matter how much I try, my
Ew.
son would complain about everything and tell me that's not how his mother did it. That wasn't the end of the problems. Things with my girlfriend became
In
bland
the
way too soon.
beginning,
My wife would always have a home-cooked meal ready for me. But my girlfriend is just happy to have leftovers or frozen pizza for all she cares. I was sick
in
of
the
it.
beginning.
Intimate life was also very boring.
True
My
melody.
ex-wife was really great at it. I never had any bad experiences with her.
One,
But my
two,
girlfriend
three,
lacked
four.
imagination. Also, she
Nice.
has a really one-dimensional personality. My son really picked on things.
Should I
He started resenting
shade this one?
He was rude towards my girlfriend.
I don't
My
know.
girlfriend would abuse him by calling him a brat. The last
I mean,
straw
I
was when my
wouldn't say
son-
no. Who said that? Okay, I have everything on stream, buddy. Remember, my chat shows on my stream, and my streams are uploaded to YouTube.
She looked relaxed and like her old
Uh-oh.
self. I once complimented her. That she looked good.
Sargi.
I only got a cold. Thank you back. I got to know from a mutual friend of ours that she would sometimes
Okay.
say that the divorce
Let's
made her
go here.
realize she deserved better.
Let's go here.
And things got better because
Let's
she
go
had
here.
some time for herself.
I like keeping consistency at the color, so that's what I'm like not trying to get them from my mind, but like actually getting them right.
Annie understood me. She was kind and passionate.
Okay.
She was just going through a rough phase and I kicked her to the curb. I went into depression. I asked Annie if she could give me a chance. She said no. I don't blame her.
Where's it?
For
Here
my
we go.
son, I got to know she started dating
Hey.
My son loves him. My daughter calls him Dada.
Actually,
I tried my
mods,
best for my daughter
click
to tell me
that. I don't have
she
mods.
did. I met them together at a business convention.
Any other
man
person,
had his
click
arm around
that.
my
Click
hand and
Jay
showing off.
saying that he
I felt
needs,
this
like,
rage
he
inside me.
wants mommy
Later that
Tifa.
night, I drank
Because
a
he
lot and
said
started
that
to
with
call
those
her.
exact
I
words,
spewed
with
nonsense
those
and used
exact
words where you
exact
think that a
words,
rich man
he
would
said
think
he
that
said
a
it.
single mom like her.
He
I
like
noticed
straight up
because the
said
next
it.
day she came to my house
No
along
one
with
tell
her friends.
Arisa I said this.
My
She would
parents
never
ripped
let
me
me
apart and said to
down.
stay the hell away from me.
Dude, she already knows. You did a tweet about it.
I never
You-
felt so alone. I wake on my
You
bed
did a
empty.
tweet about
Annie
it.
would always cuddle me early in the morning. I missed her warmth. Things between my son didn't improve. He probably knows why me and his mother aren't together. A few months ago, Annie
Okay.
dropped a bomb. She said that she was pregnant. That was the moment I knew I lost
She's
her forever.
pregnant.
From that moment, whenever I went to her house to get my kids, I would see how her boyfriend
Wait,
basically
who
worships her and takes care
exploded?
of her needs. If I wasn't
Merc!
so arrogant and helped her, cherished her,
Merc, how
she would still
dare
be-
you
I
explode
guess this is my
me?
punishment.
Merc.
To see another man play
I
family with
thought we
Annie
were
and kids.
friends.
Who is that one
She
stranger that you never
doesn't
forgot?
know
When I was
everything.
15 years old, I ran away from
How
home
you
because I
doing,
was too
Merc?
proud
Welcome
of
to
my
one
parents
of my
and my
few art
I didn't
streams.
have much money, so I
How
decided
you
to
doing,
hop onto the
buddy?
SkyTrain, public transport train in British Columbia, and ride it as far as it would
What the
go.
fuck did I
I
paint that
reached the end of the
white?
line in less than an hour, and decided I wanted to ride it all the way back again, while trying to
Actually, I'm
formulate
just
some
gonna
kind of
use
plan of how I
stripe
wanted to live the
white
rest of my
to
life
this.
without my parents or anyone. At the last stop, or the
What can I
first
say?
stop,
I love
depending on your
bombs.
perspective of it, a girl came by
Well,
and
I
sat
don't
on the road
love
right
them in
behind
my
me. I
face.
didn't pay much attention
It's
to
I'm
her at
joking.
first, as I was busy writing
It's
my
always
life
nice
plan on
to
napkin.
see
It was a few
you,
minutes
to see
later that she got
you
up and came sat
specifically,
next to me,
you,
curious as
Merc.
to what I was writing. I told her the story,
Chaka.
and after a few
Chaka,
laughs,
chaka.
we began talking about everything and anything.
I have 2 streams
Her name
open,
was
so
Amanda,
well, I will
17
see.
years old,
Who do you have in the others in the
She told
other
me she was
screen?
getting off at the last stop, which
Tell
was
me,
also the first
tell
stop,
me who are
depending
you
on how you
cheating
look at it.
with?
It was also the stop I had gotten on
Who
originally.
is the
and I
other
told her
one?
we'd ride to it
Tell me,
together.
Merc.
The
No,
train
don't tell
ride
me.
took
No,
less than
tell
an
me.
hour, and what a wonderful hour indeed. When the last stop did come.
Fallon's
We both
face is
knew we
white?
probably wouldn't see each other ever again. This
Hey,
was before the days
Pigman.
of cell phones, and I was a shy little kid
Wait,
afraid to make
flower
moves.
with the flower. I
As
forgot
we
his
got to the end of the
colors.
sidewalk, which split in 2 different directions, she went right and I went left.
Flower.
Before saying goodbye,
His
she turned
face
to me
is
and asked me a
white.
question that has become a wonderful
Yeah.
part of my life. She asked me, "Tell me something you have
Starts
done
with
or
C.
wanna do that you think I should
Corey!
do." It can be
Tell her I
anything,
say
as
hi.
challenging as you want it to be, or as easy.
I
As
love
long
Corey.
as you
She's
give me
super
the rest of
cool.
my life to complete it, I promise I will do it.
No, that's
I was
just
confused as to
wrong.
why, but I thought about it and told her.
That
Sing
just
an
seems
acapella
wrong.
song in a room full of strangers. She said perfect and asked me if I would like a challenge as well.
Yeah,
I told
this
her I
one, this
did,
one is okay.
and she told me, read from start to finish.
This one is not going to take like
I had never heard of
anything.
it at the time. But I
Ultraman.
agreed, and we said our goodbyes.
And it's a
I have an
tree.
awful memory,
Tree. Yep.
and can't remember most
Wait,
conversations
Corey's a
with most
tree?
people.
I thought she was like
remember
a
all that clearly.
mammal.
You know why? Because
Did
of
you
the
already
challenge
say
she
hi
gave me.
with her? Yeah, I
told
already
me
say
to
hi.
past since.
But
I tried
like,
to read them
I
both
did
in
not say
150
hi.
different sittings.
Well, I am
Every time
streaming.
I
That
open
makes
my
a
copy of
difference.
the 780-page monster
Ultraman.
book,
Also, what do you
I
mean
always
by
think of her,
Ultraman?
and I always think of that
Explain
day.
yourself.
I've never been
Explain
sure that it
yourself,
was intent or not,
Jay.
but she left her
Because
life
I
behind
don't
in
watch
that challenge.
Ultraman.
I soon after learned what she did was a completely wonderful and amazing thing for me. So I decided to keep it going. I've met a lot of strangers in my life, some that have become friends, and some, due to living in different time zones and whatnot, didn't. I don't want to just have experiences and then let them go. I want to remember these meetings and embrace the fact that they happened. So whenever I leave someone who has left an amazing impact in my life, I always make sure to add them to my Ulysses bucket list. I ask them to give me a challenge, as difficult or as easy as they want it to be, and regardless of the fact that they have done it or not, simply something their heart has wanted to do. Some have been easy and fun. I met a man in India 9 years ago who told me to, for a week or a month, cook and buy twice as much food as I intend on eating, and give the other half to a stranger in need. I completed that mission 8 years ago, and thought about that man and the time we had all the way through. I met a girl on a cruise 6 years ago who told me to jump into a body of water on a snowy
Ultraman
day
is
without touching or feeling
just
the
that, man.
temperature.
Ultraman Racing is a masterpiece, and everyone should watch it. Dude, Ultraman like racing is super cool. That is the only thing that I have watched that is Ultraman. But still, it's super cool.
I did that task the very next day.
I wanna watch more, but I have no idea where to start.
Three guys I met in Amsterdam and smoked all night with told me to go to a mall and give 10 strangers 10 presents.
I wish I knew someone that was super into Ultraman, so they could tell me like, oh, you can start with this series and this series.
A girl I met on a plane told me to
Because like from outside, I think Ultraman is super cool, like super badass. Not even just for the movie. Like everything that I have seen about Ultraman, like the poses, the powers, everything is super cool.
Still in the process, 2 more people to go. And some things have had an everlasting impact on my daily life.
I have to buy the figure still. The figure about Ultraman Rising.
He told me that whenever I get mad at someone, walk away.
Also, like robot monsters,
with a clam heart in mind.
robot giant monsters is a cool idea. Ultraman. You know, Ultraman. The one that is Ultra. You know him, right?
2 more reps. I've made this my motto when working
You know him. Everyone knows Ultraman.
In which my body demands me to quit.
You know, the inspiration for way big
One of the
in
best
Ben
pieces of
10.
advice I've ever received. There are many others that each brought joy to my life.
I never realized that it was the inspiration for way big for Ben 10.
All these people, while I can't remember so many aspects of even yesterday. These experiences.
They even do the same pose when like shooting the laser.
Never fails to appear inside of my mind. I opened my Ulysses book for probably the 300th time yesterday and read a few pages.
Nope, never heard of him. Yeah, no,
I'm
damn.
in the final 30 pages.
Wait, did you look that
also
up?
known as the most dreaded of the read. In the last 40 pages or so, James Joyce doesn't use a single punctuation mark, no periods, no commas, no nothing. A straight 50-page run-on sentence. I never saw Amanda after that day, nor do I know if she ever did get a chance to sing a song to a room full of strangers. But what I do know is that she gave me a gift that has never once stopped giving. So wherever you may be, thank you for giving me the Ulysses bucket list. And I swear I'll finish it one day. My life advice? Simple. Create your own Ulysses bucket list. I adopted the best stray cat ever. He gave me tapeworms and almost unalived me. In January, I adopted an 11-year-old chunker of a cat. I fell in love instantly. Early February, he starts coughing and stops pooping in his litter box, despite me cleaning it daily. He's still peeing in there, but seems cautious and runs out immediately. Even when he started pooping on the floor, he'd run under my bed from it. That was the only
What's
time
with
he'd
this
go under
video
my bed.
and that?
Otherwise, he was cuddled up on or next to me. His medical chart from when I adopted him said he had issues with litter box pooping, but something didn't add up. He was fine with pooping in the litter box for the first month after his kitty enema. I cleaned up his poop every other day and saw nothing out of the ordinary. He was starting to lose weight, which was good because as cute of a chonker as he is, it's not healthy. I stopped free feeding him, started feeding him scheduled wet food meals, and we had daily playtime to get him to a healthy weight. I brought him into the vet in February for the 6th time in a month and a half. He had half of his teeth removed before I adopted him. This resulted in an incision infection and an enema due to medication constipation. This visit was for his cough. I even asked if he could have worms. The vet tells me, I know you're trying to be a good pet owner,
I like it,
but
I like
likely
it.
has allergies and it's a behavioral issue. This might be something he has to live with. Come see me if his mucus turns brown. I had been right about every single doctor Google.
Cooking? Wait, who's cooking?
But whatever.
Yep, no, look, I'm gonna look it up. It's still no cool. Damn, dude.
Change the bedding weekly. Despite the cleaning, some
So who's cooking?
better than others.
Corey?
All of a sudden, at the end of last week, he started coughing a lot less, and I started feeling like absolute crap. My best friend even makes a joke that I caught whatever my cat had. Sick foreshadowing.
I'm gonna read it?
The pungent smell of my
Wait,
cat.
wait.
Usual poop surprise on the way.
Oh, okay.
He's such a kind cat to poop where it's easy cleanup.
Still have such a hyper fixation of an Ultraman. I'm still listening to the song. Okay, Jay. Okay, what do you say we look up some movies to watch of Ultraman and like we watch them because like generally like Ultraman is super cool. It's super extremely cool, and I will actually love to get into Ultraman.
So I get little grout crumble patches that I have to
Like do like a movie night sort of things, you know?
Was grout in my sheets, but fell asleep wine drunk and ignored it. When I tell you they were everywhere, I mean they were everywhere. My pillow, under my pillow my cat, and I fall asleep cuddling every night. Again, I love this cat too damn much. I called the vet and it is undoubtedly tapeworm. We suspect he's had it since I adopted him. His prescription gets to me within a few hours. I also get flea medication and spray. I check him for flea dirt regularly and haven't seen anything, but better to be cautious.
Shit, I'm down, yeah.
Throw out half of what I own. Vacuum every inch of this place for an hour. I'm on the floor with my flashlight and find a dead tapeworm under my couch. Swiffer, disinfect my couch, flip my mattress, like total mental breakdown.
To purple.
I give him his medication and his cough stops instantly.
No, we go
He hasn't coughed once since Monday. I look in the toilet bowl to find 3 long strings floating on the sides that normally I would have flushed to sewage heaven without second thought, but they are undoubtedly tapeworms. My grown butt calls my mom and sobs while still sitting on the toilet in all of my wormy glory. I call and embarrassingly show the doctor. The doctor undoubtedly tells me I too have tapeworms and writes me a prescription. He asks me if I want just tapeworm or a foldy worm. He explains you'd be surprised how many parasites are eating you regularly.
Oh, Corey! Wiggy!
Just want to die at this point.
Petite! Thank you for the raid. How are you doing? I'm sorry. I'm a little bit more quiet because I am not used to talking while drawing. But how are you doing? How was the stream?
Insurance from my previous employer.
Hi, Corey! What did we walk into? Okay, so I'm drawing Undertale like stuff for the Undertale thumbnail. We just finished the Mirage Snow one. Read from Connie. Oh, thank you. Very good. We did a lot. Yeah. Yippee indeed. Okay, so we just finished the Mirage Noir thumbnail.
We both nervously
Is this one?
I pick up my prescription.
I'm not used to it either. Talking and drawing is hard. It is hard. So that for people who get like, and for myself even like that get like need something to listen to. I have like Minecraft parkour and like Reddit stories like there. Man, that looks crazy good. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
I take the pills and I'm reading the prescription pamphlet.
Thank you so much. So this is like part of 6 different thumbnails that I need to get out. So the first one is this FNAF one.
And I'm thinking there are worms dying in my tonsils at this point. I'm laying there.
Congrats on finishing the demo. I did not finish the demo. I definitely did not finish the demo. So I did this one for FNAF. I did this one for Paper Mario. I'm doing the Undertale one. And I need to do the line art of this too for Sonic. So why have the Minecraft?
He left it in the tub for me.
I don't know, to have something in the background.
I take it as a win. I flush it down the toilet, bleach the tub, and obsessively wash my hands.
Yeah. So many cool thumbnails. Thank you. I have lots of fun doing them. Like I generally like really love doing the thumbnails because like since the variety of the games.
That panic attack while
they make me draw different stuff. So in some I just do references, in others I like make up scenarios. Like in this one, where it's me and my friend Les, like in a time where we played Minecraft, and I drew us like with the Goku and Vegeta poses.
We talk for 5 minutes.
The boss, yeah, because when I played Sonic Generations, it took me 20 minutes, not 30, almost 30 minutes to defeat this boss. Love the pen art style. Thank you so much. And one of my favorite ones that I have done is this one for Wobble Dogs that I did with doggy pen and normal pen, like right there.
At this point, I'm like, why do any of you think
it might be one of my favorites.
Truly, complete mental breakdown. I buy my medication, a box of wine,
so, yeah.
$20 worth of candy to ease the pain. My great
Dog pen, dog pen. There is a redeem here where you can turn everything into dog pen. Like I turn into dog pen.
Her home was always
Dog pen.
As a side note, I effing hate my stepmother
What was
with
I
all
doing?
my heart. She had made fun of my autism, made fun of mental health issues of basically any of our family members. When my younger sister came,
Doggy pen, doggy pen. Hello.
her and told her to never show her face again.
It's doggy
she
pen.
loves to shove her political conspiracy theories down your throat, and once she ate my
Thank
custom-made
you.
birthday cake the night before my birthday after coming home drunk. From
Thank
the
you.
night
I love these
Enough about my
things. I love
stepmother.
doing
As
them.
far as my great grandmother, she was also always very kind to my mother, even after my mother remarried, and at one point called the police on my father when he tried to lay hands on my mother when he found out she was going to remarry. The last year of my great grandmother's life.
Thank you for the pet.
Deflate.
Ah.
My great grandfather, her husband, had been dead for almost 12
Thank
years.
you. Thank you so much, Mark.
But
Mwah.
that last year
Thank you
she
for the
started talking
bait.
about him more and more.
It's
She
always
lost a lot of
appreciated.
weight, but never her mental acuity. One day, out of the blue, she
I think it's my first time seeing my own
my grandmother obliges, and great
beat
grandmother gives her
animation.
address to a hospice. Turns out she had
It's
been
pretty
diagnosed
cool.
with pancreatic cancer 6 months before, and decided it was her time, rather than fighting it. She didn't tell anyone because she didn't want us to try to talk her into chemo and such when she was nearly 90. She passed very quickly after she entered the hospice.
no,
and meeting up
yes,
for the
no.
funeral was the first time I'd
Sure,
seen my
why not?
stepmother in person
Let's keep
since I
it like this.
graduated from high school. I avoided her, and spent most of the time talking to my grandparents and my aunt. Even my mother came to the funeral, and I could tell she was very distraught about my great-grandmother's death. It was a lovely service in her tiny Methodist church, and then she was buried next to my great-grandfather in the nearby cemetery. My grandmother asked everyone to stay in
Corey, I know you
contact with her
have
will, and
done
then we
art
separated
streams.
for
Like,
now.
how can you
I told her
manage to
14,
concentrate
but I
while
wasn't
doing
working at
it?
the time, and she offered to let me
It's
stay at her house. My great-grandmother's
like
house was locked up like a vault.
to read the
My
chat or
grandmother
to remember
was the
that you
foresight,
need to
private
read the
security to
chat.
watch over the
How
house and
the
its possessions
heck
24
do you
hours a
do
day. And
it?
wouldn't you know, every day they had to report a redhead in her mid-30s tried to go into the house and they had to turn her away.
Also, like, if anyone is tired, like, go away. I don't want you. I'm joking, but like, please go and rest.
And snacks will be handed out in an orderly fashion. My grandmother decided to do a reading of the will.
Nice.
I am about 100% sure this was because her own llamas were nearly starving for
We
3 weeks
shape
of laying low, and they desperately needed to be fed. Attorneys don't normally do readings of the will like you see in movies, so my grandmother read it, but my great-grandmother's attorney was there, with a box, that was to hand out things from my great-grandmother's
Nice,
safety
nice,
deposit
nice,
box in the back.
nice.
The will was organized by generation. To my grandmother, the house and whatever remains of her possessions and money after everyone else listed has received theirs. To my great-uncle, my great-grandfather's personal effects, like his watches and cufflinks. To my aunt, my great-grandmother's antique sewing machine that she'd inherited from her mother, and a lot of her vintage designer
Lol,
dresses.
lol,
To my aunt's
lol,
husband,
indeed.
my great-grandfather's classic car. To my uncle, there, summer home by the lake. To my uncle's wife, my great-grandparents' books except the cookbooks, and the bookshelves to keep them in. To my dad, my great-grandfather's golf clubs, pipes, and camera equipment. To my father's wife, also known as my stepmother, $1 with a notation that she never forgave her for the way she treated her precious great-grandchildren, and that she will enjoy watching them burn in hell, even if it means great-grandmother is condemned to hell herself for such vindictive thoughts. I think my grandmother was fighting off a smirk the whole time she read that. It was taking all of my self-control.
Now I have
to keep my laughing silent.
450 songs, and that TTS is very tempting.
$250,000.
Try it. If it doesn't work, I will return your money.
My mother wasn't even at this.
Mina!
My stepmother started screaming. Insisting that
Mina,
someone had
hello!
She's not there.
How you
My grandmother
doing?
looked at her with that one.
How are you doing? What were you doing? What were you doing?
But my grandmother has always been able to at least keep him quiet.
Well, like on the stream.
After a few minutes of yelling, my grandmother told her to sit down and shut up. They weren't done. To my great-uncle's son, my great-grandfather's boys' cabin, and all the contents.
We are welcome, waiters. Welcome,
Trust
welcome.
fund to pay for college, each.
We're doing art. We're doing thumbnail art. Thumbnail art, Pan? What do you mean? What do you mean, Jelly Bean? Pan, explain yourself. No, shut up. I hate you. But the 500 word limit is a lot of stuff. How dare you?
But Mo, is that a Reddit story? Yes. Hi, darling. Ah, I'm doing good. And also, I was also making art. Oh, what were you making art for? Also, yes, it's Reddit story with Minecraft parkour for people that get bored. Because, like, when I draw, I don't. It's difficult for me to talk because I don't know. So I'm sorry.
But the will was not done. Now onto the letter my great-grandmother left behind.
What is left? Oh yeah, the
Grandmother
medal.
looks over at me and says, "I'm sorry. I read the letter to you before I read the will. Do you mind if I read it aloud?" My stepmother is already hopping mad, insisting that it's not fair. She's going to contest the will. My great-grandmother wasn't in her right mind.
For myself, darling, I was like making a Scott Pilgrim spirit. Oh!
Wait, did you draw your character like in the Scott Pilgrim art style? Because if that's the case, you're the most badass person I have ever met.
Just a natural part of life. She is sorry that I drew the short
I
story.
love the Skull Pilgrim art style. Like even before the series, I used to like go and like to a library, and I saw these like the books of like Scott Pilgrim that had the comics, and I loved it. I love how they do the eyes.
That one was badass.
Yes, you did.
Badass.
Can I see it? Like, where are you going to upload it? Because I really want to see it. It's okay, Pan. Everyone has different styles when talking with chat while drawing. I'm sorry.
As soon as they were out of the door, my brother.
Oh, you're going to send it to me. Thank you so much. You're so beautiful.
And the rest of my relatives started laughing.
Okay.
According to my little sister, my stepmother yelled a lot about how they needed to contest the will, and finally my father shut her up with, "I've divorced better women for less. That's enough." Which is an effing sick burn because my mom was his only other wife. My mom broke down in tears when we showed up with my great-grandma's attorney to handle
only other wife.
Give her a fat check, and then started.
I'm gonna post it in Twitter too. Ooh. Wait, that thing that you have, is that the arcane thingy? It's because you streamed arcane?
A few credit card bills overnight.
Like you streamed the arcane like premiere?
As for me, I got the mental health help I
need. Yeah, that is so cool.
Money to pay for college once
I received it.
Got a nice job working from home, and used some more to move
I
to Southern
received
California since I have
it.
seasonal depression and not having a real winter helps a lot. Try to be lazy and get me to do your job. I'll let you fail. This happened 2 decades ago.
Oh my god.
Some background. My first job was at a fast food chain. I worked hard,
Oh my
impressed the store
god,
manager, and got myself
dude.
promoted. At the time, I was still 17.
Mina,
So, I was promoted to team
you
leader,
like with
implication
the
that I'd get
lightning,
promoted
with the
further when I was
shading?
older. I was still in
You
high
are
school,
super
so I worked a weekend shift which
cool.
started at 4 and ended at 12.
I see your base because like you shade red with purple.
At a different location.
I see that you have nice taste. You are pretty cool. I fucking you cooked. You freaking cooked.
After 2 weeks, he departs and she is now set take over. That's where this story really starts.
You see, Mina, since you started drawing, you have become an inspiration to me. No, but for real, like it's super cool.
Shift workers is already there. We'll call her Jen. She is sitting in the lobby crying and being consoled by other
I
employees.
geeked out after it was done. Dude, that has happened to me too. It happened to me too with this drawing, but not like with the shading or anything. It happened to me with the design of like this kid pan. I don't know. I really liked it.
I asked her if she needs
I really liked how I translated the pen design to kid, and oh my god, I forgot to shade the shoes.
There are a few reasons for this.
I forgot to shade the freaking shoes.
Control of the drawer and money for the entire night.
Oh, Mina.
This eliminates
So like we just finished doing this. No, we just finished doing this one for like a visual novel that I did. Is this for Undertale? Yeah, it is for Undertale. Yeah. So it's like for 6 thumbnails that I needed to do like super fast. So I needed to like do it. This 2 for Sonic. I did this one for Paper Mario for the 5th episode, and this one for the FNAF game that I did. This one for the visual novel that I did that is called Mirage Note. It's super cool. It's super cool. You should play it. And this one is not one of them, but like I really like it.
The day manager is there, but no.
Oh yeah, I'm still Doggy Pen. I'm still Doggy Pen. I forgot about it.
I fill day manager in about Jen. Show her the
I like talking about my art
and I said I'll post it
because
Karen can sign it when she
I like it. I like my own art.
Posting the position chart when Karen shows up.
Like yeah, I make mistakes, but like
for the office without a word to anyone.
Part of the beauty of art aren't mistakes. Like I say it sarcastically, but it is true. It is the truth. Like part of what makes art like special are the unique mistakes every artist can make.
Jen is working the drive-through and Karen is working.
We love pen art too. Aw, you love Wobble Dogs. I streamed it once when I like premiered the Doggy Pen, like the Doggy Pen design. Is a thing that I played while doing it. I try with every new thing that I do, with every new like character. A game that goes with it. So with the Bikini Pen, I did Mario Sunshine, and with the Doggy Pen, I did Wobble Dogs.
Karen, well, I have 6 years of management experience, and I have never needed to fill a position to get the job done. Things are going to change around here. We do things my way now. Now, she just spent the last 2 weeks shadowing a manager that walked her through every step of the job. She knows she should be in position and why. This
what is the next one?
Question. She just wants to
I'm
spend
sorry.
sitting in the
Let me
office
go
and
here.
everyone knows it. At this point,
Because I need to differentiate the background with the white. Okay, there we go.
Get people moved around if that's what she
Which one
wants,
is this one?
because it's her plan.
Okay, this is
She gives an
eyes.
exasperated sigh and heads that way.
I don't think I need to.
I turn to day shift and plead with her to call the store manager.
Okay, you're not working. What the fuck?
She agrees.
Let me give you your things back.
After a short time later, day shift
Shadow, no, Knuckles, here's your beach
She is in
back.
charge. She makes the decision.
Let me give it back.
Then she leaves
Because
for
it's
night.
not fair that
The
you...
shift proceeds to
It's
employ them in
not
spectacular
fair.
fashion.
No, it's not
Less
fair
than
that
an
you
hour
didn't
in, the
got your
employee
stuff.
working 2 positions is so far in the weeds that orders are taking 3 times as long to get out.
Let's
The drive-through is
let's
backed
go
up and
here.
guys stuck at the
Let's
window
go
waiting
here.
are trying to flirt with Jen, who is having none of it and getting more annoyed by the man.
If you want
As the
my
wait gets longer and
body,
longer, the
get
people are
take
becoming
them
more and more
sexy.
irritated as they get to the window and they are taking it out on Jen. Things are starting to get out of hand and Karen...
I don't know why it's not working.
I go
Like,
to the
it
office
worked
to
like
let her
pretty
know
well.
what's up and find her watching
The
TV.
last stream, it worked pretty
I start
well
to tell her
actually.
what's going on and she cuts me off.
Oh, but like the last stream, I updated after the last stream, I updated the thing. Maybe it needs like it needs to get checked. Huh, so I'm sorry, you got like your points back though. So don't worry.
30 minutes
Don't
later,
worry,
a car at the window is giving Jen
I'll
about
get
how long
I'll
she's
get
been
it
waiting.
fixed.
She calls her worthless and Jen goes off.
I don't
She
think I
takes the
wanna
large
like
strawberry
shake the
milkshake next to her,
ice. I
chucks it
don't
at the lady
know
and
like
calls her a fat
I'm
ugly
like
C word.
cold.
The lady and the inside of her car are covered in pink goo. Everything went so silent you could hear a pin
Should
drop.
I?
Then the lady starts screaming. Jen closes the window on her and walks calmly to the back. The lady peels around the front and comes in the front door screaming for a manager. I go and knock on the office
Actually, this
door.
makes it look a little bit sinister. So yeah,
She tries to snap at me,
let's go with
but I
it.
tell her she has a customer at the front asking for
Okay.
the manager. Karen rolls her eyes and heads towards the
Mhm.
front, oblivious to the storm that is waiting.
Maybe next time
I
then.
then inform
I'm
Jen
sorry,
that she's
dude.
crying again.
I did
I
not
tell her
meant
to get
to.
herself together
Like,
and head back to the
I'm
front
sorry.
where
I'm
she was
sorry.
waiting.
I'm so sorry.
I head to the line where the now purple-faced lady is screaming at Karen about dry cleaning and upholstery cleaning and I want that girl fired. At this point, I can see that Karen has finally realized that things have gotten way out of control. She
Yeah.
is trying to calm the
Yeah,
lady
let's go
down,
with this.
but she is having none of it. Eventually,
Nah.
Jen comes back to the line
Okay.
and starts in on her again.
Mina, if you're
calling her all
still
kinds of
here,
nasty things. Karen just stood there and let the woman grin.
even though
Jen
I
just
doubt
got
it,
deflated in
but
front of me.
it's like
Watching the
after a
auto
stream, I just like go and lay down.
I walked over
Oh,
to Jen and said,
you're still here.
Just quit. You're better than this job.
But yeah, after a stream, I just like go and lay down for a few minutes
She lifted her chin.
because I
walked to
usually
Karen's
like
side,
voice act when I
leaned
stream.
back to her and walked out. Karen started apologizing
How do
to
you
the
do?
lady
Because
who
I
now
asked
seems
this
like
to
a mom.
Corey that also rated me,
Karen started
and
badmouthing
like
Jen.
Corey is
Jen thought she was a
also
terrible employee
does
and
some
told her
art
how
streams.
happy she was
How
being.
do you do your
That's when I
art
decided I
streams
was better
and
than
like manage to
That job,
concentrate and
too.
talk?
I looked at
How do
Karen
you
and
do
said,
it?
the only terrible employee here is you. And I walked out. 2 other employees walked out right behind me. We all met with Jen in the parking
crap,
lot and
wait.
went to an IHOP where we sat
Wait,
and
don't tell me.
speculated on how Karen was doing.
Fuck!
Jen told
I
me that it was
actually
the first
did
time in her
it.
life anyone had ever stood up for her. The next day,
Oh,
I got a call
freak.
from the store manager
Mm,
asking
let
for
me
an
do this.
explanation.
There we go.
Apparently, Karen had struggled the entire night with service. Afterwards, she had been there most of the night trying to clean and prep for day
Okey-dokey.
shift and had done a piss-poor job. The story
we
she
go
had given
here.
the store
We
manager
go
was
here.
that Jan and I had planned everything with the intent to set her up because we didn't like her
Let's
and wanted to see her fail.
use
Karen had
this.
basically blamed the whole incident on Jen and I.
Let's use
The store
blue.
manager told me she was
for sure.
investigating to get all sides of
Frick.
the story. So I told her.
I always
A
forget.
few hours later, she called again and informed me that Karen was no longer employed and asked if I would be coming in that night. I asked if Jen was getting her job back. She said no. The whole shake debacle
It's
wasn't
too
something she
much. I
could
think it's too
overlook.
much. It
I
is
said
too
that my
much. It
answer
is
was
too
no.
much. It is too much. It's
She was
too different.
surprised.
It's too
She tried to
too
negotiate
different.
with me.
What
I told her my
about
price was
this?
Jen getting her job back.
I like it. I like
She
it
said she
way
would do
better
that.
than
And that
the
was
past
that.
one.
If you're wondering how
And we
Jen
go a
turned
little
out,
bit
I
down,
married her.
down,
We are very
and
happy and have
there
4
we
children.
go. That's it.
My
It looks
girlfriend
way
cheated with my
better.
best friend, so I ruined both their lives at once.
This
My
we go
wife
here.
Rachel and I
Here.
grew up in a largish town of
Here.
close to 30,000 people.
and-
We knew each other at an early age.
There we
and
go.
We were
There we go.
practically
There we go.
inseparable.
Ooh, ooh,
At
ooh,
16, we
I
started
like
dating
it.
each
I
other.
like it. I like it a
When we
lot.
turned 18, we moved
I don't know,
away
I
from
just
work
like
and
turning off
shifted
my
just
brain
a few
sometimes.
hours out of the way.
I'm like a
told
little
we were
too
married
quiet when I'm hard focusing.
At 22,
I try my
we
best
discovered
like
she
to
was
keep everybody
About 5 weeks
engaged
before she was due
by
to go on
asking them
maternity leave,
questions
a
about
large
their
shot of
art
unicorn
or
was
like about
I was
the
told that
things that
both her and
randomly
her
come
child
to
were
my
doing
head.
this. 2 of her colleagues had also been injured in the
The
accident.
thing that
One
happens to me
paralyzed,
when I do
the other
art
losing
is
a
that
leg
I
and
get
had to
into
be
like the
amputated.
zone,
The
you
company
know,
she was working
like
for had decided to continue using old
I
shelving
get
that had
too
been written off
into
some
the
stage instead of replacing it so that they could cut
into
costs.
the art.
Still haven't quite forgiven those executives and
You know
management
when you're
personnel
playing a
and
video game and it's like
they
super
cut short
hard
the
and you
wife's
have been
life
like
on a
repeating
line
the same
on
level
the
like a bunch of
It
times.
wasn't long after
So
I had a choice
what
of
you
that
do
received
is
from another
like
company called
your
Compensation, but I
brain
called it blood money.
just
They wanted to settle out of
turn
court to
like
avoid a lawsuit.
snaps
I, on the
and
other
you
hand, was
start
out for the
you
cause.
stop thinking about
Unfortunately, due to the
anything.
media coverage that it got and the
That happens to me.
involvement of several
I don't
politicians,
like it.
the case
I
was
don't.
settled
I don't
quickly in
know.
court, and the
Really,
payout for all
no.
parties was close to 10
What
times
about,
the
I
amount that
think
they
I'm
had
just going to
initially
color
offered.
pen
A
and I'm
lot
going
of
to leave
fines were
flower
given to them
black
for breaches on work,
with the
health and
line art.
safety. Executives were sacked and others were
Yeah,
jailed.
I think I like
At
it.
this time, I was still working my job in
I
telecommunications.
love
My
little
mother had worked
pen.
while while all this was happening to help me.
I
think I
love
would have fallen
the
apart if she
tiny
hadn't been
itty
as
bitty
involved as she
pan.
was. It
I
was around
get
this time that I
that.
was offered a promotion, but it involved a lot of travel
Oh
out
fuck!
of state.
No!
I made it. A request to have an office in my hometown's branch, as I
Okay,
wanted
let's
to
try
not only
here.
take care of businesses in the state, but also in my hometown, as there was no business representative located there, to which they agreed.
Undertale
After a few months, we settled
wallpaper.
into a routine of 1 to 2 weeks in the city office, 1 week in my hometown, and 1 to 2 weeks visiting the rest of the state.
I'm not looking for that
After a year,
one. I'm
I
looking for
decided to buy a house in my
specifically
hometown, so I
one
wasn't
piece
having to
of
stay at my
art.
parents' place every week,
That
and I
is
could come and go as I
Undertale.
pleased.
That is Undertale. That is
About
like,
4
yeah,
years
here it
later,
is.
our story begins.
It's
just returned from one of my trips on Friday.
like
We were checking
Toriel
in
and
some stuff in my
Frisk
office when
hunting
Harry, the branch's
a
managing
butterfly.
director, walked in. We had grown up together too, but had gone to different schools.
Yeah,
Since
let's
coming
put
back, we
everything
had
in
developed a very close
one.
friendship.
In
He asked how
one
things were, and then
piece.
asked me if I wanted to come to a house party with his honeymoon. Short notice, but I said yes. It felt like a few drinks were flowed through an order. It was there that Harry introduced me to Catherine. She was a new hire at the branch where my hometown's office was located, and was
One
getting to know everyone he knew in
Piece.
town. We hit it off immediately.
I have not
As
watched
much
One Piece.
as cliche as it sounds, it was almost as if
I'm
my
sorry.
wife was in front of me. Instead of Catherine.
That is the only thing I know about the intro.
But after 2 years of dating, we decided to take the next step, and she moved into my hometown.
Everything
Everything up to
in
this point had
one
been going really well.
piece.
Catherine and my
Only
parents got
Link
along,
can
and
defeat
Rachel's parents
Ganon.
also approved and were happy that someone could make me just as happy as Rachel had done. All was going well for close to a year when things began to change. Skype sessions were cut short suddenly. Neighbors would tell me about how a car, described to me like it was Harry's, was always seen parked in the back alley near my house whenever I
Yo,
was
Pino,
away,
¿qué
and some clothes
opinas?
that weren't mine were in my wardrobe. All signs pointed to her cheating, but she said that nothing was happening. She said
Yeah,
that Harry
I'm
would
just going
come
to leave
over
it like this.
occasionally to discuss business, but never stayed
Like
the
no
night.
number, no
I
anything.
chalked
I'm
it
just
up to
gonna
being
leave it like
paranoid
this.
and
I think
continued on as if
it
nothing was
suits
wrong,
it.
but there was always this feeling
And
that something wasn't right. It was
let's go
close to 6
to
months later that I discovered that
here.
she had been lying to me. I
And
had
here,
just finished
let's
closing
run
a
it to
rather
a
large
JP.
contract with a new company, and negotiations had wrapped up earlier than I had
We
anticipated.
gotta get rid of the
So instead
background
of
and we
sticking
make it
around
a
for the next few
PNG
days,
so we
I
can use it
decided to leave
later
an early
for
flight home to surprise
the
everyone. Fast
stream.
forward a few hours and I drive into my
Make it a
hometown and down
PNG.
the alley behind my house so that I could get into the house
And there we go.
and surprise Catherine.
I have this whole system where whenever I draw like a thumbnail art,
Sure
I
enough,
will always
there's
make
the
a
car that was
PNG
blocking
version
the
of
back
it,
entrance.
so I can like put it on the
Wondering if it had just
stream.
been a neglectful neighbor parking only to realize that it was
Like-
indeed Harry's car. Pulling up behind his car, I got out
There
and
we
thought
go.
it was strange that he was there so late.
Next, so I can
He always
just
had left by now. As I approached the back of the house, I saw something that made my stomach
this.
drop.
Like I
In
go
my kitchen,
here,
Catherine and
I go
Harry were
here,
going at it hammer and
and I
tongs.
change, for example,
froze.
this thing.
Time stopped.
I
There
change
was
it
my closest friend,
to
having intimacy on my kitchen bench
where
with
is
my girlfriend.
it?
I didn't know what to do. So many questions were running through my head.
Mirage
Was this
Mirage
real or was
where
I
are you?
dreaming?
Here it is.
Why were they having intimacy in my
I
house?
just change it to
Feeling
this,
defeated,
and I just put it
turned and
here in
left
the
without them
corner.
seeing me. I sat in my car
So
for what felt like an eternity.
there's like
I was
art
crying hard.
related to
The
the
sadness
thing that I'm
quickly turned into
streaming.
anger. The same kind of
So if
anger
I'm
I
doing
felt
like
towards
Mirage
those who
Noir,
were
I
responsible
put
for Rachel's
this.
death. I wanted to hurt
Or
them.
for example, if I'm
As a pacifist,
doing
I don't believe in violence. It was
FNAF,
then I knew I was
I
going to
put
punish them and destroy
this.
their lives. And what better time to
You know,
start?
I have this
I
whole
moved my
system.
car back up
It,
the alley,
it doesn't mean
far enough
anything,
away
but I
from
just
the
like
car
doing
that I could
it.
still see Harry's car, and then walked back to the gate
Where
where I
are
could
you?
see into the house and called her phone.
Ah, I lost
They
it.
were still going
I
for it when it
lost
rang.
pan
They
art.
both looked at the caller ID and did a double
Pants
take when my name
paint.
came.
I mean.
I could see that she
Holy
was
shit!
considering answering it and let
I
it go.
forget that I
After
made
a
this
few
thing
moments, they
way
called
too
me and
big.
dialed once again. This time she answered. As she was
Okay.
answering, I hung up and made my way back to my car.
Here
As soon as I did, she called me
Here
back.
we
She
go!
asked why I was calling as late as I was.
Take
and I told her that I
this!
was about 10
What
minutes
about
from home and I didn't want
this?
to scare her coming in. She, obviously, was shocked.
You're
and
too
acted happy that I was
slow!
coming, and the call ended very quickly after she said she was going
Okay,
to
which
get up
one
and
should I
get
do
changed into something.
first?
I said bye and hung up.
I'm
A
gonna
few
do
moments
this
later,
first.
Harry came peeling through the gate and still half naked, jumped into his car and took off.
I'm
like a
gonna
bat
make
out of hell.
the
I smiled
I'm
at
gonna
her,
make the
knowing
background
that
a
both of
little
them would be
bit
so
gray
close.
so people don't
I
get
waited a
like
few moments before
flashbanged
turning
by
my
it.
car into the same place Harry had been moments earlier. The night
I
was
don't mind the
wonderful
white.
afterwards, and it wasn't until after she was
Anthony!
asleep that I got up and went to my office down
Sonic
the hall.
impression. Hi Anthony! How are you
I
doing?
needed a plan. And plan I did.
When were you streaming?
My girlfriend
No,
cheated
let
with
me
my
guess.
best friend,
Modded
so I
Minecraft.
ruined both their lives at once. My mother always taught me to be a pacifist and to allow cosmic karma to
Wiki,
take its
yeah,
course.
Sonic
I
impression!
decided that karma could use a helping hand.
Ready,
I decided to
go!
punish them separately, but destroy both of them. I knew that Harry had a drug habit. Nothing major.
I love
but he
it.
kept it very private.
I'm also like working on my like Sonic. I'm doing alright, and you know it's not Modded Minecraft. Oh fuck! I failed.
Some of my more unsavory
I
clients out
failed.
and made a few discreet inquiries into obtaining some samples that they were willing to part with. A few
I-
days
I-
later,
I'm
had
working on
received
my,
a script for
like,
plan to work.
Sonic
About a month
Unleashed,
later, I had
Sonic
friends,
Boys.
including Harry, around for a barbecue night.
All this time I'm just like making fun of it instead of like actually working on it. So it's like
Early hours of that morning,
He talks
I
like
took drugs, an
this.
assortment of my personal
Like,
belongings,
in
and put them
Sonic
very close to my
Unleashed,
car,
he
with the
talks
biggest
like
stash in the front
this.
row. I was confident that he wouldn't find them over the few months as the rest of my plan took effect. I also
and
placed some
the one that I do the
his house
best
after
is
driving
like
home
the
because it
Roger
was too tough
Craig
to
Smith
drive.
one.
A A few days later, I staged
I mean, it's my Sonic voice, but like, I think I do the same thing that he does. Like, that is just like,
several messages the moment
this! Oh! Long time no see, Eggman!
One from Catherine in tears, and one from the local police asking me to call.
What other things Sonic says? Like,
Green Hills is looking more like Sand Hill, am I right? Whoa, he's faster than Sonic! One! Shadow, you're an asshole! Well, you are what you eat, Sonic! What the fuck?
Finding that the items I had taken were missing and filing a police report.
Oh, I love that thing.
Then came the question I had been waiting for. The question of what happens if we are doing some business and don't want it recorded. She acted a bit shy asking this question, but I knew exactly the reason she was asking. He assured us that this was a question he got asked a lot, and we were shown on the home computer, if we wanted to be doing things without it being recorded, how to stop the recording for certain cameras, so that we could protect her modesty. As I was walking him out, I asked him if cameras were turned off.
Pants as new Sonic voice actor?
Nah, I'm not that good. I'm definitely not that good at like for doing voices.
All I had to do was wait. The following week,
you know, I have not even like gotten like professional like training. The only thing that I do is like I like hear something that I think I can do and like try to do it. Disagree? Ah, thank you so much. You're so sweet.
Take about 6 weeks. Perfect. More than enough time to gather.
I should hug you. I should hug you.
The following week, I began to start the rest of my plan.
You should hug yourself now.
1 week's worth of vacation for Catherine for 2 weeks. I wanted to send her an A.
Super Mario! Let's go!
He jumped up and
Okie dokie!
Congratulating me on
it's not as good as my Sonic voice though.
I hugged him back.
I wish I could do it better. Like,
he agreed and blocked out the week for me. I asked him not to say anything to anyone, as I wanted to make it as big a surprise as I could.
It's me, Mario!
Woohoo! But that was my plan.
Wow!
I told Catherine that I had booked her and friends to go to a tropical spa resort. All expenses paid for.
Do you think thank you, you're so sweet, petite.
She screamed like,
oh my god, stop! You're making me blush.
I then told her that
no, for real. Thank you so much.
Time in the city, preparing for a large client who was one of my biggest accounts, and I wouldn't be home until the Monday that she was leaving. So I
one that I really want to do, one that I really want to do, is like Box Bunny. It's like, yeah, what's up, Doc? Like, no, I cannot do it, but I really want to do it. Another one that I cannot do it for my life. For my life is like Kermit the Frog. I want to do so badly Kermit the Frog, but I can't.
Asleep in my bed. No surprise, honestly, as I had recorded them constantly do this
because like not because like I want to like say like where's Corey?
I told them that I was one of my
Saja, I'm sorry to tell you this, but Corey has been dead for the past 15 years, and you need to let it go.
I gave them his license.
You need to let it go, Saya. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It was not your fault. The accident was 20 years ago. Only 15 years? There is still time. Time to what?
At that point, I couldn't have asked for a more perfect scene. As Harry was peeling away, one of the police cars rounded the corner behind me, saw Harry driving away fast, and gave chase. After pulling in,
if you're strong, you can fly, you can reach the other side of the rainbow. Na na na, da da da, and there is no circumstance that you can't handle. When you lose your mind, Sonic boom, Sonic boom, Sonic boom.
I got a call from the police for me to come and
I miss you, Star. No. It's good to see you. Aww. Wait.
I grinned to myself.
Petite. So okay. So your friends know, like the friends of Petite, know them as Star. Okay, that is good to know.
They must have still been in his house, and they hadn't searched there yet.
I just like saying Petite because it reminds me to Le Petit Prince. You know the little prince. Hey Pante. Hey Saya. What's up? What's up?
And our respective bosses on behalf.
Read out their name out. Yeah, I know. A Petite Star Magician. I know, but I usually refer to people for their first name.
Omitting certain details. And that I was moving back to the city after being promoted, but
you know,
part of it. They were pretty upset initially that I hadn't let
You
them
know
know
what I
was going
mean,
on,
Jelly
but were happy
Bean?
that I was handling everything maturely and hadn't sunk to their level. But they
Petite
didn't
is
agree
an
with ghosting back.
adjective!
But after some drinks, laughs,
Star
and tears, I
magician.
went home. On Friday afternoon, after a busy week of organizing
Shut
cleanup
up.
the following week,
I don't
the
mind
real
being
estate to
called
put my
either.
house on the rental market,
Okay,
and various other
magician.
tasks at my
Then?
hometown's office. I packed some
Hocus
things into my
pocus.
car and drove to
Small
my parents'
celestial
place in Bridgewater
sorcerers.
before the drive. Before leaving, I went to Becky's house.
That was
Becky
pretty
had been
funny.
one of Rachel's closest friends growing up. She was the only other person who knew what was happening, minus the details about Harry. Without her help, I wouldn't have been able to organize everything as quickly as I had. I gave Becky a
don't
large
like
manila
it.
folder with my gathered evidence of her cheating, as well as the letter and a few other legal documents from my attorney stating that she was ordered not to contact me, and the details of how to access her belongings located at the storage unit I had rented out. After a quick goodbye,
Star
I
is my
drove back to the
grandma's
city.
Emma's.
On Sunday,
What?
I woke up to several missed calls,
Grandma
voice messages, and text
Emma.
messages.
Wait,
Turns out,
I don't know
I'd come
English.
home
Is that an
early
actual
being
thing?
accused of something being a foot in
What are
town,
you saying?
only to find an empty house and a for rent sign out the front. Freaking out, she had gone to my parents, who closed the door on her the moment that they answered, forcing her to call everyone until she managed to somehow be contacted by Becky and told
What
her
are
she
you
had a package
saying?
for her. I was told that she
Ma'am.
didn't take
Oh,
too well
okay,
to
okay.
that,
Grand
as I
ma'am.
overwhelmed her at that
Oh,
point with
grand
numerous angry
ma'am.
texts and voice messages
Okay,
from her
okay, okay,
accusing
okay.
me
I got
of
it, I got it, I
being
got
unfair
it.
and being deceitful. My
Wait,
mention of my mother-in-law
Petite, I don't know if
followed
you already told me, but maybe
she
you
thinks
forgot.
I'm
What
cheating
are
on
your
my husband
pronouns?
just because I had a girl. I am 26 and my husband is 30. Mother-in-law is 70 years old. She and my father-in-law had my husband later in life as a last chance to have a kid.
You know
My
what?
husband has a
I'm
name
not
like
gonna
John
do
William
this.
Smith, for the name has been passed down for literally generations. I will also mention, as it's important, there has not been a girl born on his side of the family in more than 100 years. There's a huge running joke that the men in his family cannot produce female babies. So fast forward to our wedding day in 2017. I've had a pretty good
Add.
relationship with
Now
my mother-in-law
add.
up until this point. Wedding was great, a beautiful
In the
ceremony,
end.
funny speeches, everything was great.
Ma'am,
Really, until it's
grand
the end of
man,
the night, we were
huh?
getting ready to go leave to enjoy our honeymoon suite, and she looks me dead in the eye and said,
You
"Now go
are,
take a
I
shower.
think you are
Insert
just
my
playing
husband's
with me.
name, plus an extra Roman numeral." I nervously laughed and we departed. Well, ladies and gents, I indeed did make a beautiful baby with my husband over the
I think my brain is melting.
a baby girl.
My pronouns are she, her. I don't mind them either. Okay, okay.
Until the moment she was born.
Girl,
That's when
okay,
the horrible
okay.
comments started. Whenever my husband isn't around, my mother-in-law and her family members will make snarky comments like, "I wonder where she got the nose." Definitely not my husband. For your information, my baby, as beautiful as she is strikingly, obviously my husband, she genuinely looks more like him as the first year has gone by, and even more so approaching two. Well, as it would happen, we are now
Ma'am is
expecting
okay.
a baby,
Ma'am, huh?
and
Ma'am,
baby
huh?
girl.
Ma'am,
I begged
huh?
my husband not to tell my mother-in-law the gender when we found out, as I just wanted to enjoy a bit
So
more of this
like,
pregnancy
like,
before she
huh?
did.
Okay.
I had.
Mama,
He seemed to
mama.
keep the mean comments his mother made to me about our first daughter to
Ma'am,
herself, as she's older than
ma'am,
4 months, and I felt guilty about potentially ruining their relationship
Mama,
when she probably doesn't have many
mama,
years left to live.
mama. That's what you're trying to say.
Mother-in-law isn't dying young.
So
She's just had extremely poor health her whole life, smoking a pack of
I'm
cigarettes a
only
day,
a
eats every
man.
day, drinks only Diet Coke, refuses exercise.
Let's emphasis with yes, okay.
Mama,
Mama, mama, mama.
Makes me nauseous, get me money at cocaine. So anyways, he insists on announcing it at our next visit.
Like how you say mama. What,
As soon as
just
I heard
say
another
that,
word, tears filled her eyes,
mama.
and she started shaking her head back and forth
It's
in sound.
okay.
She then started yelling at me, called me a whore.
The
and
final
demanded I get out of her house.
A
My
at
husband
that,
immediately
but
stands up and
after
starts
ma'am.
yelling at her, asking what her problem is, and that she needs to apologize to me and watch her mouth in front of the audience. She says through broken words, not ours.
Star isn't my
Not
grandma
ours.
though. Then why are you trying to tell me this?
The S word.
Why
My
are
son
you
did not make
giving me
those
this
goddamn. I start crying
information?
hysterically and pick up my daughter, who is utterly confused as to why daddy
So
is
he's
always
my
around
grand,
mom and
ma'am.
my mother-in-law then looks at me and starts yelling, "I let you get away with it the first time.
I
I
give
took
up.
you in his family."
I
allowed
give
my son
up
to
on
believe
trying to
the
give
threat, but I wouldn't
sense to
allow
this
it.
rotten
My husband was
world.
nothing pissed y'all. Something I should mention here is that while my
I'm
husband
done.
devoted his whole life to having
I'm
a son,
done.
he was thrown on his butt when our daughter was born. He never knew that
I'm
he could
done.
love anyone in the world as much
I
as he
cannot
loved
keep
his
going.
He has made
Not
several
like
comments over
this.
the past year and a half that
I
he never
cannot
did
feel
on
my
people
legs.
to go before he held our baby
I don't
girl.
think I can see
I
it.
can
I
100%
don't think I
assure
can
you
see
that if
the
he
end
had
of
to
the
save me, our
horizon.
daughter, or his mom, he'd save our daughter 10 tenths times. He gets extremely pissed and starts screaming at her that she is out of line. and
Pante,
how
do you
dare
want to
she
be
call his daughter
adopted?
names.
By
He then
who?
goes on to say that we are
By
leaving,
who?
and until she comes to her senses, she will never see any of us again. She tried to say something more, but he cuts her
If
off and
you're
yells at her, "Go away,
strong,
Mom. I
you
love that
can
little girl more than I
fly.
ever loved you."
You can
As he is
reach
shuttling us out the
the
door,
other
I
side
cried and
of
broke
the
down and told my husband all the
road.
little comments she and her family
It's
had
okay,
said to me and
Panda.
drove around while we drive the 2 hours
You're
home.
marrying my
He
dad,
was so
right?
angry
Who
at all
say
that he
that?
accompanied me through it. We went NC for a few months.
Whoever
and
say
everything seemed to be fine.
that?
We blocked her and father-in-law phone numbers.
Whoever
and hadn't
said
heard from them
that?
except through other relatives
Okay.
over Facebook. We either
I
told
need
them to not
time.
attempt to relay messages
Okay.
from mother-in-law or they would be blocked. or ignored them
I
completely.
need time, okay?
When I was nearing my due
I'm a
date,
wild
decided to be the
man.
bigger person
I
and reach out to
cannot
my
be
father-in-law and offer
leashed
them a
by
chance to
the
make things
concept
right.
of
She whines and
marriage.
whines that she misses my husband and granddaughter.
You said
We
it
agreed to meet
during
for dinner at her house
Minecraft.
after a few weeks for a proper
There's no clip.
We agreed
There's
that
no
our
clip.
daughter
I'm
should
sorry.
not be
There's no
present while my
clip.
sister was set to babysit.
There's
We
no
arrived.
actual
We were
proof that I
served
said
and we're
it.
trying to make small talk when my husband is like, "Yeah, Mom, this has all been nice, but we need to talk about what happened."
Wait, is your
She said
father
this time of year.
rich?
I know, and you know
Is
that you
your
owe my
father
wife an apology.
rich?
Mother-in-law then looks at my husband and says, "Yes. Do you have the test?"
Hmm.
My husband, "What?" Mother-in-law, "The paternity test." I am not apologizing until I'm proven
It's
wrong.
too late. No, it's not too late. Is your father
You cannot be the
rich?
father, and the fact that you have now apparently made 2 girls is ridiculous. My husband, what the heck is wrong with you? I start to
You
cry
don't
and
have
get
my
up and down
blessing,
things and
Panda.
go,
I can have your
"No, you don't
blessing
think
if
so."
I
Round
buy
table
your
laughs
blessing
after,
with
then
ice
proceeds
cream.
to scream at me, "How dare you try to run away
What
from
about
this?
that?
You're effing whore.
Huh?
You need to own up to this problem." My husband screams.
What
when we
about
get our
that?
hands off
You
him
never
and
thought
starts
about
to make
that,
his way
huh?
towards us. She then decides that
All
it
of
cannot
his
be allowed
money
to
will
leave
go
me
to
across my
Star
face.
now. No,
So
no,
she
no, no, no,
slaps
no,
me
no,
as
no,
hard
no,
as
no,
she
no,
can
no,
across my face.
no, 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 no,
I
no, no,
push
no,
her
no.
arm
Wait,
away
wait,
from me as I let out a scream from the
wait,
shock of being
wait.
slapped. My husband then gets in between me and his mom and starts to scream at her. He tells father-in-law to call the cops right now. Father-in-law ignores him and tries to calm mother-in-law down.
I can't
insisting
eat
that we
most
can deal with
foods.
this.
Oh man.
My husband is furious.
I don't
and
eat.
crying
Actually, what is your favorite food? Like out of game, Like I'm curious now. Since you cannot eat most foods, what is your favorite food?
Me and it hits me right in the back of my head.
Were you the one
It didn't
that told me
shatter
that
or
you cannot
anything,
eat
but it did end up hitting me on the
like
base and cut my head
spicy
open.
food, or that was
I fell
another
to my
person?
knees from the pain, and before my husband can put together what just happened, she is grabbing anything she can find to throw in my direction. I'm on my knees on the ground holding my head with one hand and my belly with the other. Being almost 9 months pregnant as a cascade of random items are being thrown at me.
I was
My
not
husband
paying
is
attention
screaming
to
at
the
top of
story.
his
What
lungs
the
for her to
fuck?
stop, and she proceeds to try to get close enough to kick me as hard as
Game,
she can.
I mean, like,
Thankfully,
pretend,
she is
you know,
located in bad
like
health, so she
the
leaves
I'm
me
going to
alone
marry
with
your
the
dad for the
result
money.
of
Like
her
outside that,
mom,
like
but she falls
since
back
like
into
you
the
told
shop by the front
me
door and
you
he
cannot
rushes me
eat
out.
like food
I'm crying and
from a medical
freaking out
issues.
and
I will
manages
eat
to kick
spicy
my
foods
stomach
like
over and over, and he drives me to the
up
hospital.
to 2
I ended up
M
getting 6 stitches in my head and being
scobiles.
monitored in the
Damn.
hospital for 4 days because she kicked my
But
belly.
like
The baby ended up being
right
fine.
now with
At
your
the
special
hospital,
diet that
we
you
filed a
can
police
like
report. We find out
your
that when
special
my
diet.
husband
What is
pushed his
your
mom into the shop,
favorite
she ended
food?
up breaking 2 fingers and is claiming the excessive force hurt her neck very badly. Father-in-law called an ambulance for her and she
2
claimed
2
that my
million, 2
husband
million.
assaulted
Okay,
her
okay,
at her
okay.
doorway after they refused to let us in for a free dinner. Cops showed up and took our side.
That I cannot excuse that on my like on my like. Oh, it's because it's in English because like million and million is the same in English and Spanish. It's literally the same word, different pronunciation, but like the same word.
Truth, and mother-in-law then gets arrested for my assault. Father-in-law is now begging us to drop the charges as no one was hurt. What? I was effing hurt. And my baby could have been hurt, and that we are being cruel to lock up an elderly woman. He insists that we drop the charges.
Yeah.
Say it was all
I don't need any money. You say I'm fine. See, Panda Star doesn't love my dad for his money. I can learn to love him. Besides the money. Okay.
There's no way it can just go away.
You know, something cool come out of it. You never know.
To help pamper me and take care of our daughter. I asked my husband if once baby number 2 arrives, we get paternity tests for both girls to send to his mom.
You know
who
else?
He thinks it's
Don't worry,
hilarious
Star.
idea and
I
thinks we should
know
also
you
make
don't love
copies
my
and send them to all
dad.
the relatives who were entertaining his mom's craziness, along with a written letter saying goodbye.
I don't think I even know your dad. I don't think I have ever interacted you like super deeply with your dad.
Had to have a relationship with him or our children ever again. We are so thankful that our baby girl is okay through all of this.
I just got it stuck in my head now.
We decided against bringing our older daughter to their house that night.
Fishing sibling.
Had she been struck with something.
My dad is Aku. No, I know your dad is Aku. But I mean, like, I have not interacted with Aku. I have been in the same chat with Aku, and I have like directed words to Aku, but I have not like. You told me the difference between Saja and Aku like the other day, like you shared account. I heard my name. What's up? Oh no.
Even after my mother-in-law.
Oh no, bro.
While I was on the ground. So this is where it turns for the worst. We
Haven't I seen her?
And my husband has been a rock, very supportive and comforting to me the whole time. We went no time.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I did not wish you, Hugi.
I had come up with the idea to Huigi. To my mother-in-law to get back at her. It seemed like a great idea.
You have a lovely evening, lovely evening, Huigi.
So we have it as evidence, and then the results could be contested as fraudulent/fake. That sounded
You can't marry Panther.
Well, over the next few
Stop
days,
trying to find me a spouse. I'm not a spouse. I'm a man.
And chalking up her behavior to
I mean, yeah, I like being called good girl, but I'm a man. That doesn't make me any less of a man. The guy in the parkour died.
She doesn't get to assault me and accuse me of horrible things and use her age as
Panther. What?
If she's found to have some mental issues going on, then I can deal with that. But that doesn't mean I ever want to be around her or have her around my kids. A few days go by and I'm nearing
spouse is gender neutral. I thought spouse was like the female.
That my husband has been talking with father-in-law
And like fiancé was a like male one.
Mom to meet her granddaughter, and that we can put this aside until the baby is here. Then afterwards, once she's gotten to meet her, we can resume the legal issues. am crying at this point as I thought he was supporting me.
A husband or wife considered in relation to their partner. Oh, okay.
Order and no contact order, and that he has now broken it by contacting them. His
Don't judge me. I'm Mexican.
Contact order is issued to you, not me. And the restraining order
Nacho taco,
so
chimichanga, because it's beautiful.
All I could do was
Fiance is pre-marriage. Oh.
Absolutely not. And I couldn't believe he'd let his mom around me or the baby after she could have killed one of us.
Okay.
He said that I was overeating, as the baby was not injured and she wasn't actually trying to hurt the baby, just me. What? She kicked my very pregnant belly.
That makes sense.
After she threw a
Never thought about it.
We got in a huge fight about me not forgiving her and holding grudges and being unreasonable, and eventually he just left. Where'd he go? Yep, his mom's house is a few hours away. He then called me sobbing and told me that if I could see his mom right now I'd understand. Apparently when he pushed her while she was assaulting me, he indeed broke 2 of her fingers and she sprained her neck when she fell back into a shelving unit. She's laid up on a sofa in her living room, can't walk and in a severe depression. I should feel awful according to him. The least I could do is let her meet her.
I only know one language. I cannot with it conscious judge someone about them knowing multiple. I know like a lot of English, not all of English because I still have problems with some. I know all of Spanish because I'm in Mexico, and I'm learning a little bit of the Italian.
We get set up and they're poking me with things, shoving arms up where they don't belong.
Yes, spouse is gender neutral in English. It's different in Spanish, right? Esposo and esposa. Exactly. You can also say pareja. That means like my.
Baby was starting to move down and I was nearing the point where I needed to push.
Like. It's my significant other, like you. It's gender neutral, like pareja. Yeah, but like it's like difficult to find gender neutral words in Spanish because it's not that gender neutral does not exist in Spanish, because it does. There is gender neutral. The problem is that's gonna be turned name Chibidoki. I don't know who that person is. I don't watch VTubers. I'm sorry.
I immediately start crying hysterically and babbling.
So the thing about Spanish is that there is a gender neutral. The thing is the gender neutral. The thing is that the gender neutral is the same as masculine.
My mind completely shut down.
So los, like LOS, that is the, but in plural, like the group, the.
After the baby came out, I just held her and she was beautiful and perfect.
Well, no, it's not the. It's like.
I couldn't look at my husband and I hate to admit this, but
los vegetales, the vegetables. Yeah, it's in that context is the vegetables, los vegetales.
He got angry and left. My sister had
that laws in los vegetales is gender neutral. Or for example, you say alumno, masculine, alumna, feminine. Thoughts on look into her. I think you what? You're a VTuber. Line of sight. I'm sorry. Like I had to learn about HoloLive because of this like roguelike game on Steam that is called Holocure. There I found like one of my favorite VTubers like this in this design wise is like this girl named Saya. Lost line of sight. Oh, that is pretty funny actually.
Because his mom uses our account at her house. I just forgot to pay it. It had nothing to do with that.
Sui Sway.
He made several comments to his daughter over the
FTW. I don't know what the FTW means.
You can't come because mommy hates grandma. Then leave me with a hysterical 2-year-old and a newborn.
Yeah, I don't know what I was talking about in Spanish. I forgot when I read Saya.
I completely forgot. For the win, okay. I'm not in HoloLive.
Behavior. Am I going crazy?
You can be if you dream hard enough.
Paternity test 3 days later, and for anyone who ever doubted me, y'all can't ride with mother-in-law to crazy town. He's the father.
Penn is helping me review Spanish. I haven't practiced it in many years. That's scary, NTW. Okay. I'm just going to pretend what I know that I know what NTW means. I just live with Star instead. Okay, the NTW, there is a no. The N is no. No. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. That's what it means. That's what it means. No, thank you. No, thank you.
And he has told me that he refuses to take the second paternity test for our oldest daughter and is going to make his mom write out a very long apology letter to me. He wants me to come home, but I just can't even look at him the same. I feel like
and about gender neutral in Spanish, there's an interesting thing that when the LGBTQ movement, not even the LGBTQ movement, the feminist movement in Spanish
in Spanish, like in Latin America, like became more prominent. The like it started to come out like a new type of like pronoun, like type of gender to give to words. So you know what, it's usually O for masculine, A for feminine. Like
big spiky plastic necklaces or bracelets.
I don't know.
She would pick her nose aggressively in class, kind of girl.
Fuck. I cannot give any like examples right now, but like there are some letters that are feminine, some letters that are masculine. Like usually, A is in Spanish is usually feminine. So it's like doctora, the doctora, doctora. That is feminine. So for gender neutral, it started to the people started to use E. So it's like instead of amigo or amiga, you use amigue for someone that is not in like in feminine masculine. Some people wanted to use instead of E, wanted to use X. I don't get it because you're just like overcomplicating it. I think like with E was pretty enough. But like because some people say Latine, so because you have Latina for feminine, Latino for masculine. So some people wanted to say Latine, and I think it's pretty okay. Like I don't mind the because it's. The name that was given to this thing was inclusive language. That's the translation of the name that was given. Inclusive language. I honestly do not mind it. In the beginning, I did not like it because like they were pretty like mean about it. Like they just wanted to shove it down like people, and like I did not agree with that. But I did agree with the language in itself.
I think we were all in shock. We get to Madrid and everyone slowly gets off.
But some people, instead of like amigue, like instead of perhaps it's called Spanish linguistics. I don't know, honestly.
One of the other students said, "Jesus Christ."
I think it is linguistics. I think it is linguistics in this thing.
I pissed myself a few times, At this point, I'm losing my mind.
What the F? But like some people wanted to say Latinx, like Latin.
I mean, everyone saw your massive dump. I don't think a
Latinx
bothered anyone. Seriously.
And don't like it. I generally do not like Latinx. Because it's not even like it's not A-E-I-O-U. It's none of those.
Bartenders.
It's super hard to say. Latinx.
But I'll share my favorite.
And there's a thing with the X in here in Spanish. So in the first languages that gave birth to Spanish, the X instead of X is H. So you know how you like people that speak English say Mexico. So for us it's Mexico, with So for us it's Mexico. So some people are going to say Latinx. Instead of Latinx.
I'm fairly observant and noticed his hands look like those belonging
It's weird. It's extremely weird.
Manual labor type profession. Nothing wrong with physical labor.
I prefer a lot Latine.
Into a certain stereotype and then try to see if it holds up. I love it when the negative stereotype.
Because it's going to be hard for people to like get used to this because it's a really extreme change to our language. Because although everything is gendered, all objects are gendered in Spanish.
Just seemed like he didn't want to talk.
Like
if you want to listen, I'll talk. That's for sure.
Agua, water is masculine.
drank some beer and ate
It's
some fruit.
el agua.
Eventually, he
El,
loosens
that
up
is
and gets to
masculine.
talking about how he just moved back in the area in the last few
And
months
other
after living in New Orleans. for
other
25
like
years.
objects are feminine.
As we're talking about New Orleans, a classic rock song
Like
might have been Led Zeppelin. They're one of my favorites, so we'll say Ramble On came on. And
you
I
know,
said,
the window is
"This is a great
la
song."
ventana,
So we start talking about music, and he mentions he lived right outside of some fairgrounds in New Orleans.
and it's going to
His wife
like
and daughter would walk
be
down the street to
hard
concerts that
for
would come
us to
through.
get used to a
Widespread
more
Panic was
gender
one band he
neutral
mentioned that
this
stood
type
out
of
and sort
thing.
of bonded us because I had just seen them at Hangout Fest in Gulf
But
Shores
I think
not
we will
long
make
before
it.
this night, and we both liked some of the
What is a
same bands.
wall? What do you
Throughout
mean?
our
What is a wall?
conversation, he would sort of randomly mention, "Well, yeah, my daughter's normally with me
What do you
during
mean,
this time,
Jellybean?
but she's in college now and down in Florida on spring break," which I mistook for a dad missing his daughter, who is now growing up, and the beers sort of
Wall?
bring that emotional
Yeah. What do you
side
mean?
out.
What about the wall? Did I mention
Finishing
a
our
wall?
music conversation, he pays out after he's been at the bar for about 3 hours. Our convo was
Oh, okay. Like in Spanish, like if it's feminine or masculine.
As he comes back from the other room and by my bar, I'll never forget it as long as I live. I'm not
It
just saying
depends.
that, but the events of our
It
seemingly
depends
normal
because
encounter got
like
burned in my brain.
there
He
are
stops and
two
sort of runs up
words
to the bar and
for
looks me in the eye and
Spanish
says, "Hey, man,
for
sorry
Spanish
if I was
for
late,
a
but I
wall
came in
in
early."
Spanish.
And I told him he
You
didn't
can
come across that
say
way. Guess he realized how short and sort of
el
unapproachable he was
muro,
being
that
at
is
first,
masculine.
and the Brewskis brought out that apology.
Or you can
He said, "Well,
say
thank you for still talking to me. It's been a rough day because this is the first year my
la
daughter hasn't
pared.
been with me today, and it's the 4-year
That
anniversary
is
of my
feminine.
wife of 30 years passing away. So thank you for
It
not just
depends
dismissing me."
on the
He reached his
region
hand
that
out to shake
you
mine
are
and
speaking
told me to have a good
Spanish.
night and walked out the door.
Because
I'm a
there
fairly
is
emotional guy,
this
not in a dramatic way
neutral
or anything, just
Spanish
very empathetic, and I had recently lost my grandmother with whom I was very close.
yeah, no, what
So
wall?
I got teary-eyed.
No, yeah, I
Someone
think
walked
they're
my
just
bar,
asking like
and I go
what
outside
gender
to
is
smoke a
the
cigarette
in
and slow
Spanish.
down.
It's the
And
word
still an
wall.
encounter I think of almost every day.
And like I'm
Those
telling
days
them
I
that
just
there
think
may
about myself
there
so
are not
profound.
many, but there are some
Why did you and
different
your first
translations for the
significant
word
other break up?
wall.
Around 14, me and a few of the guys I went to school with started hanging around with these girls from another school
No?
on the other side
Oh,
of the city.
okay.
We hung out a lot, all
Sorry.
friends. Then the other guys started dating some of the girls, and in an effort to not make me feel left out, I wasn't interested in dating at the time. I was quite happy playing football and chilling out, so they brought their other friend. We'll call her Maria. Anyway, Maria and I
Maria.
are talking. We have very little in common. I like
Let's
sports
get
and
about the
music.
Wild Coast music.
She likes to do very little and read.
Oh,
I should point out
the
here, Maria was absolutely stunning.
wait.
At the time, a solid
What
10,
was
whereas I
it?
sat somewhere around a
Oh, the
5.
wall, the wall, the
All
wall,
good.
the wall, the wall.
This
Like
goes on for
the
a few
from the
weeks.
album
I
like
like
Dark
her.
Side of the Moon.
She's funny, gorgeous, and I
No,
was quite happy.
Merc.
This
In
is
the album Dark Side of the Moon, there is a
This all
song
takes
called
place
The
during summer
Wall.
holidays. Anyway, school comes around me. One of my best friends are sat in our electronics class. We picked it for our GCSEs and we were starting our projects that week. And he says, "I bet you
And
20
here
pounds
I
in
was
a
about to
packet,
type.
whatever
¿Cómo
it
se
is
dice
you're
wall en
smoking,
español?
can't make you and Maria official."
Still no,
I
but
took it as a
okay.
joke
You
and
said
said,
about
"Yeah, whatever, man,
music.
you're on." So for the next few weeks, we were getting on well. We started meeting up earlier than
Oh,
we
one thing, one fun thing about that album,
just wanted she
like
found out
Dark
that I
Side
liked
of the Moon.
But guys being guys, my friends never
You
mentioned it was
know,
mutual.
Paul
We had each other's phone
Paul
numbers as well
Blart,
and would text all the time. This was back in
super like
2004.
mall
We
cop.
didn't have WhatsApp or iMessage.
You know, this guy that is
Except
always
for
with
the
Adam
10
Sandler.
and the
This
pay-as-you-go
like
phone.
fat guy that is always with
Anyway,
Adam Sandler.
fast forward about
That is
3
like
more
like
months.
a mall
We've sort
cop.
of fallen into being a couple. We've not told anyone as we're kind
To
of
the
just confused
window,
about
to the
it as well.
wall, to the wall.
She asks
I
if
don't know
think we're
what you
a couple.
mean.
I said it's up to you. I'm happy either way. She says,
But yeah,
let's
petit.
make it official.
In Spanish, you can
So
say
back in
la
those days,
pared.
had
You know,
MSN
when you're
Messenger
in
and MySpace.
when you're in a
So to make it
house,
official, it was a top friend
when
on
you're in a
MySpace and
house,
name drop in
you
your MSN
have
name.
in
The friend
like
that made the
you're
bet was the next one
surrounded
messages me saying,
by
"Oh, crap."
paredes.
You've told her and
You
she's
know,
going
you're
to
surrounded by
I asked what
walls.
he was about.
So you're
He says the
surrounded
bet we made.
by
I said I
pared,
thought the
pared,
crap was a
pared
joke and
es,
meant just to
paredes,
see what happened.
plural,
Anyway, the next
singular,
time I see him, he brings
pared.
up, even though I said I thought
And
he
when
was
you
joking.
refer to it,
A
it's
year or so
la
later,
pared
me and my
because
mates
it's
are stressed
feminine.
as all hell.
But when you're
GCSEs are
outside
getting us
and
down.
there is a
We're
wall
starting to worry about
around
college,
your house,
etc., so
that is not a
electronics class
pared,
starts again.
that is a
I'm nearly
muro.
done with my project. A
Hey,
laser tripped
muro.
home security system made for under 20 pounds.
You
He's
know,
finishing up his
muro,
road safety thing
el muro.
and knocked my
It's
project
masculine.
off the table while I was going picking some more parts out of
And
my tray
here
of
opening
components I'd
my
ordered. I get back to
my
the desk and
Steven
my
Saya
crafts and
is
pieces on the
talking
floor.
about the
I
wall.
go mental. It
Yeah.
took Kyle about 6 months to design, sim, order parts and build to a point where it would work. I punched him for it.
There is.
He knew
I
how
would
hard it
like
worked
to
on.
like say,
After
oh,
Ed, at the time I
here's
got
like an
this,
easy
well
an easy
deserved
way
meeting.
to
He
decipher
says he's going to tell Maria
which
about the bet.
gender
He
are the
proceeds to do
words.
so.
Like
The
if
next
they
time I saw
end
her,
in A,
she
they
gave me a
are
slap
they are going
set,
to
so this year
say
was
they're going to
nothing
be
but a bet
masculine.
between
If
you
they
and me.
end with
You're
O
a
or
jerk.
with E, they're going to
His
be
girlfriend splits up with him because he started beating
masculine.
Maria up up and she thought I was a nice guy.
But no, it's like some words that you cannot know.
I'm off to band practice.
But I'm gonna say it. People will understand you even if you get the pronouns of objects wrong. Why? Because people themselves, like native speakers,
Fun times.
get confused with the gender of the words too.
Breaking up with you. About 6 years ago, I lived in an
So
extremely tiny town.
do
Nobody
not
locked their
worry
doors or
about
cars,
it.
or anything of that sort. Everyone knew each other, and it was a very tight-knit community.
I wouldn't say that it's
I am
necessary to worry
25
about
years
it.
old, 6 feet 4 inches, 260 pounds, around 10% body fat. I have an IFBB.
Also, what do you mean you're painting your steep?
This will come into
Interesting,
play
so
later
there
in
is
the
a
story.
distinction between the
So
two.
my wife
So
and
it's
my dog
basically
are
like
sleeping in
saying
our bedroom,
the
which is on
outer
the opposite
wall
side of our
is this
apartment,
in
with the
the
door
inner
closed,
wall.
so
Exactly.
the dog doesn't rumble through the garbage at night while we sleep. It's raining outside, and usually the apartment creaks and makes noises because it's very old, but I ignore it and go back to sleep as it happens every night. Now this night in particular, I was hearing some extra noises. My dog, who usually ignores the sounds as well, was going absolutely bonkers in the room. He's not a barker, but he lets me know when he hears
Yeah.
something.
If
like
you have
jumping
any
on
other
the bed
question
and
about
in my
Spanish,
face.
I will
Also, when
like
he's scared.
gladly answer
So
it.
to get
I
back
love
to the
talking about
story,
languages.
my dog is going nuts.
Not only
My
like
wife is
Spanish
sound
languages,
asleep,
I love
and
talking
I'm up
about
watching
languages in
Netflix at
general.
around
It's
3
so
a.m. when
beautiful.
I'm
It's
at work
like
at 8
super
a.m.
cool.
I keep hearing these faint noises, like a cabinet opening.
I
and
wish I
closing.
could like
But like I
learn
said
faster
before,
other
we are
languages.
in a
Thanks
very
for teaching me
small
some
community, and I think
Spanish.
maybe
Thank
no way
you.
someone's
Ah,
actually
thank
in
you,
my apartment.
Petit.
So all of a sudden I take
You're
one earphone
amazing.
out, and I hear at the flicker of a light switch. It's an old house, so it has those loud light switch flicker when you turn something on and off.
One of
The
my
minute I
favorite
knew something
topics
was
is
wrong,
like
as this is not a
Romance
sound I normally
languages.
hear, and I get up and creak my
Like,
door open just a little and see
how
a
can
light on
you
in the near
understand
room.
some of it?
I know I shut all the lights before
Like,
showering
how
and
can
before
if you
bed,
know a
so I
Romance
leave the
language,
action,
you
wake
you
up my
you
wife
can
and tell
kind of
her to stay
understand
here
some
with
of
the
the
dog and lock
others.
the door and to not come out
Like,
unless I say everything is safe. I went into the
I
kitchen
find
and there
like
was a guy,
easy
probably late
understand
30s,
understanding
going through every
some
drawer and cabinet I had.
Italian
He
and
said hey in a loud
Portuguese.
voice and
Think,
scared the
like,
absolute crap out of the guy.
wow,
I guess
now
he
you're
thought
flirting
no
with
one
my
was home, and he
grand
charged at me. So for
grandmama.
reference, remember I said,
Says you can have
6
that
foot
money.
260
I'm
and 70
joking.
pounds, and the guy charging at me around 5
Don't
feet 2
worry,
inches /
I'm not
160.
flirting.
So
I'm
he
not.
charges at me and I shove him against my wall with my forearm against his neck, make a huge hole in the wall, and begin to headbutt the guy until he's nearly unconscious. I turned
Yet.
him around and proceeded to hold him in a chokehold headlock, and out of nowhere his wife, I later found out it was his wife, was also in my apartment and came charging at me. I put up my foot, exactly how you would imagine it in the WWE, and I punted that goober right in her gut, and she fell to the floor.
Oh.
So now, the guy is unconscious.
I know
the
you.
girl is on the
I know
floor in
you are.
massive
Don't worry.
amounts of
Aw,
pain,
that is
and I'm
cute.
standing there covered in blood from
It's
this guy's face.
adorable.
I feel funny, not sure what this feeling is. I feel cold and a
By the way,
spot on
if
my
I
stomach,
compliment people,
sort of like if
please.
you've been
I'm
pushed
not
with a
flirting.
strong
I just
gust of
like
wind
giving
comes and it
compliments.
feels extra cold. You know
Like
what I
it's
mean?
genuine. I just
Well,
really
I looked
like
down
giving
and
compliments.
realized I got stabbed.
Sometimes I
I had
like
a
getting
4
creative
by
with
5
it.
inch knife in my clear abdomen muscle. While I was headbutting this guy, he was able to sneak a knife
LOL.
right into my gut without me realizing it.
Sus?
I
I'm
quickly
not
start to panic
sus.
and call
I'm not
911.
sus at all.
I sit there until they come, go to the hospital, nearly dying. I recovered well, missing all
All
vital
these
organs,
people
and when I
nearly
woke
die.
up in the hospital I had police there and was told that the guy robbing my
I
apartment was
blame
dead.
medic.
My headbutts broke his
Yeah,
skull and he internally
like
bled out of his
medical
brain. My heart sank.
malpractice.
Yes, the guy stabbed me.
I
Yes, the guy
remember
threatened
when
my
I
wife and
was
dog,
put in
who was
jail
like my
thanks
son,
to medical
and yes, he came onto my
malpractice.
property, but I did not
Never
want to
again.
lend anyone. Well, anyway,
Never again.
to sum up the story, when I awoke in the hospital and they told me this, my wife divorced me on the spot, saying she can't stay married to someone who ends someone else.
I
regardless of
love
the
how
situation.
like angry
What reason
classic
did you break up
Sonic
with your
is.
GF for that they will never know
I
about?
love it.
I watched him cheat on me and he will never know.
Now
We
you
lived in the
may
same city
say,
and had been dating for
Pan,
around 10 months. The
So
last
you
couple
can
of
see
months, his
Sonic's feet
passive-aggressive
in
manipulations
here,
had begun
so
to
this
become a bit
means
more
the
transparent,
surface
but I
is
was young
around
and
here.
convinced I
But
could fix
how can
everything.
classic
On a
Sonic
Friday when we had
not
plans,
like be
he
like
told us that his
this?
friend at
If
work had been
the
fired,
surface
and he was
is
going to go
around
out with him to
here,
help cheer him
his
up.
feet,
It was fine,
where
he
are
said.
they?
He
And I
hung
will
up
tell
before I
you,
could finish my
you are
sentence and had
right
left some
for
work papers
pointing
at his place
out
the night
that
before and needed to
mistake.
grab them. I had keys,
Now
so I
let's
didn't
keep
think anything
going.
of swinging by after dinner and drinks with my brother to let myself into
What
grab
if this?
As
What,
expected, he and his two
what
best
even
friends
is
slash roommates
this
were
story going on? I have
What was
no idea.
unexpected was when I was in a little office adjoining his bedroom
I
gathering my
genuinely
papers,
have
the
no
apartment
idea.
door opened and a lot of giggling ensued. I kept quiet as I assumed one of his friends was getting lucky and I didn't want to interrupt. Imagine my surprise when the giggling and intoxicated slurring approached the bedroom I usually occupied, followed by the squeaking bed springs and a symphony of noises usually associated with mating things.
Cheating.
Any hope I might have had that it was one of his roommates too intoxicated to find his own room was dashed when she started yelling his name. As they were both clearly schnoozled, it didn't take long for them to pass out mid-thrust. I managed to unfreeze
Ew.
myself, and after spending several very sad moments looking at the irrefutable proof that this relationship was not worth saving, I slipped out the front door. I spent all night walking the city, at first feeling ashamed that he had cheated on me.
I leave for like 3 minutes. I'm getting blamed for what now? Okay, but I'm gonna go get ready for the big game. Okay, good luck. I don't know what the big game is, but good luck. Generally, good luck.
Clearly mostly asleep. I told him we
You
needed to talk
got
and I
this,
would be back in
Tiger.
5 minutes.
Show them what you
Smiling
got!
for the first time as I imagined his panic. 5 minutes later,
And do
in his
it
living
in
room, I
supersonic
simply said I felt we
speed!
weren't working out, that I was not as happy as I suspected I could be, and that while
Rolling
our
around at the speed of sound. Got places to go, gotta follow my rainbow. Na 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 na, to keep moving.
If not
Pante,
surprised,
behave.
to find
You
his
will
half-dressed
find
companion
me
crouching
soon.
out on the fire escape.
I'm
What
scared.
followed was weeks of pleading, denial, and desperation on his part. When I was unyielding,
One way
he
to
began be
find
suspicious.
out
Did I know about
my
his indiscretion?
escape on
He, of course, couldn't ask me, in case I didn't know. So he started lashing out at all of his friends and co-workers who had been there that night, accusing them of telling me. And in this manner, they all learned of his infidelity.
Take
It
my
caused, I later
lead, I'll
found, some
set
major
you
rifts between him
free.
and his friends, as they
Come
all
with
liked me,
me,
and led to him being let go
set
at work
me
for increasingly
free.
erratic behavior and causing hostility with his
Then we
co-workers.
will.
Parents of Reddit,
I'm
why
sure
are you
it the
disappointed in
stream
your
come
adult
up,
child?
man.
I just disowned my
I'm
stepson
sure
last week.
it the
He
stream
came
come
into
up.
my
What do you
life
mean,
at
Jellybean?
12, a few months short of
Jelly
turning
does not
13.
understand. I'm
He
sorry.
turned 23 a couple of months ago.
You know, I was dropped
It's
as a
been 10
baby.
years of hell.
That's why.
I missed my children, divorce sucks and I didn't see them enough, and really looked forward to him being my son. I knew from the moment he moved in that he was lying to me about virtually everything. No matter how big or small, he would deflect outright lies. He started getting bad grades in school, claiming I don't want to be a nerd. We worked with him. He'd get straight A's for 6 weeks, then purposefully start failing again. Then he got involved with the less desirable elements, older than him as well. He started fighting. A lot. Became his group's enforcer. At 15, he got locked up in a juvenile detention center with a boot camp-like program for 6 weeks. Model citizen. Perfect grades. Respectful. The instructors told us that they had no idea why he was even there. Came home 3 days before his
Oh, the
16th
Susuna
birthday.
stream.
Perfect gentleman.
Oh,
On his
Susuna
birthday,
is
he went out
streaming.
with
That is
friends and
nice. That is
disappeared
very
for
nice.
days. Came back.
Good,
Had obviously
good,
been
good.
using something.
Very good, very
Got in a
good, very
fight with
good.
his mother.
Very, very, very,
Left.
very
Came
good.
back, peeked in the back door and stole some electronics. He called the cops and they had him in 30 minutes, on his way to the pawn shop. In court the next day, he was rude and belligerent. Did 6 months in real duty this time. Came home after Christmas. Back to school. Back to fighting. Finally got jumped by 3 guys with brass knuckles that put him in the hospital. Finally quit fighting. Dropped out of HS at 17. Got married a few months later. My wife is an idiot for supporting it. Gets her pregnant. They split up a few months in. Cue the cycle of him arguing with his mother, being hateful and nasty to her and leaving. Weeks or months go by. He comes back. Over the course of the last 6 years there have been girlfriends living with us because my wife cannot say no to her little boy. He won't hold a job. Best streak of working is about 2 months. Meanwhile, he's been locked up multiple times for substance
Nice.
being in a burglary ring, domestic violence.
Hey,
driving
Pante.
without a
Oh,
license,
Chloe! How are you doing?
Did I
We're
mention
doing
that there are two
art.
kids by different mothers now?
How is it
The latest
going,
is a return of
Chloe?
one of the psycho girlfriends that I have explicitly banned
How
from
is
our
the
property.
artist
That's
that
crazy.
animates
Turns out a few weeks back
letters?
they inform that she's pregnant. At the same time I warn her that the more she lets them hang out while I'm away,
Una
the better the chance that
nena
something bad
para el
happens.
nene.
He had one of his flare-ups one evening late. I'm out of town. He's stone cold sober. Gets pissed off at nothing. Really, I reviewed the security footage. Proceeds to get into an argument with his mother. Screaming in the front yard. It moves over by the garage. Grabbed her and threw her down on the driveway.
So, Pan, what do
Landed
you
on the
think
corner of the
you can get the
concrete with her tail
TTS
up.
back up?
Couldn't get up.
You're super proud of
Spent most
yourself.
the night in the
Aw,
hospital. I drove
that
in from
is
2
so
hours away in the
cute.
middle of the night.
You deserve to be proud
She's
of
okay,
yourself.
but
Well, let me
it
get
could be
it.
much worse.
Let me get
This
it
is one more
up
in a long
now.
string of events that culminated
From
in
now on,
physical
I'm gonna
violence for the first time.
test the
I didn't mince
TTS every time I enter the
So,
stream.
She has agreed. Somehow I don't think it will last, and that makes me
So
sad.
because it's
I have
weird,
been
it's not
clear, though.
working.
From here
It
out, she
worked the
can be one of
last
us.
stream. It's pretty
Here one day.
inconsistent though.
What is the
I don't
deepest,
know why.
darkest secret you found out about a friend that really messed with your head?
I
When
wish I
I
could
was around
like
8
figure
years
it
old, I
out
met a
why
girl
why
named
it's
Molly.
super
Her
inconsistent.
family had moved in that summer
I
to a
thought I
house
had
a few
fixed
houses
it, fixed
down,
it,
and I really
but no,
didn't see her
apparently
for
not.
the first month or 2 that summer. My first memory of her was when I was playing with a small anthill in my backyard and she came
Check.
over and joined me. She showed interest in my
The
anthill,
beer.
and by 8-year-old logic she was the coolest person ever
Wait,
and
let
we
me go
became
and
best
check.
friends. We would play every day that we could in
what
her
are you, what are you,
backyard
what
or
are
my
you?
backyard. Go
Okay.
to the pool, ride bikes, ride scooters, and play basketball. Basically, if I went outside she would be out with me. A few years later we were still best friends and did everything together. When we were about 12, 13-ish, I remember it was the late fall of 7th grade when she
it's
didn't
not
show up for a
working.
month of school. When she
Damn.
came back, she didn't really tell me why she was gone. She said that she was sick and was taking
Shit.
medication to get better, so I never thought too much about it after.
Shit,
We would
shit,
still
shit,
hang out
shit.
every day,
The
but I
guy in the
started to
parkour
notice
just
that she
died.
wasn't
What the
insane.
fuck?
She wasn't as hyper as she always was, like she would have to take breaks more often when we were doing stuff. The summer before 8th
That
grade,
stinks.
and 8th grade, she
I'm
still
gonna
seemed pretty
have to check it
normal. I
like
remember
after
that her mom
stream
would call
because
her in
this
to take
stinks.
medication and she could stay out as long with me
It's
anyway.
like
High school
genuinely
started. We went
stinks.
to the same high school but didn't get to hang out as much because I was playing baseball and she started to take up playing the piano. She used to play softball/baseball with me until she said she had to stop playing baseball, so she took up an instrument. Because of our different schedules we didn't get to see each other too often and we would once or twice a week, but it felt like we never talked. In the summer after freshman year we used to hang out every day but she couldn't go out as much. She would be inside her house more and I would go over to her place and watch TV, play video games, and she got really good with the piano so she would play when my family would go over for barbecues.
Damn, rape TTS, yeah. Not even the TTS, poor dude. Like my dude, like my little buddy.
She would tell me that she was okay.
He cannot speak. Let him speak. Let the dude speak, you know? He has a lot of things to say. Even though he insults me. Funny how it's acting up now, but when I want to do something funny, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Had to come with us everywhere, and it wasn't really a big deal. Neither one of us really minded, but I didn't know why he wanted to come.
I'm so sorry.
We were to get food when I saw her pass out in the middle of ordering food for everyone.
LOL, brother.
Back at the house because Molly passed out. So he picked her up and we ran back to the house, which was about 5 minutes away, and just got in their car and started speeding towards the local hospital. Her parents took her to emergency care and I waited in the waiting room. I called my parents and told them what happened and they met me at the hospital. About 6 hours later I was allowed to see her and she told me that she was
finished
okay
with the liner. They're
passed
super
out
cool.
from the heat and not drinking enough water. She was staying at the
And
hospital.
I'm getting out all of this done in like 2 hours.
First to get changed and stuff before heading back.
I have never timed myself. Like, what the frick? I painted 2 whole thumbnails and I'm almost finishing the liner to 1. Like another one in like 2 hours. That is super cool.
Lateral sclerosis back in the 7th grade, and that she wasn't expected to live much longer.
Hey, no problem. Here, things happen.
Yeah, things happen. For a few more years.
But sad things happen too.
So they were explaining it to me, and I remember crying for an hours. I went back to the hospital with her parents to check up on her and get her food, and then we went to her room and they told her that they told me what was happening.
Alright then.
She was literally a year or 2 from death, but she didn't cry or feel sorry for herself. She had just passed out and was smiling and joking about saying she wasn't going to have to do her summer projects and homework.
I'm almost finished.
She was the most amazing person I have ever met to be able to be that happy
Are
and confident in the
you?
face of death. She ended up coming back to school that fall
I'm
with me,
not
and she told a small
helping
circle of
you,
friends what might happen to her in
not.
the coming year and how she wanted it to be the best year.
I love the
All my friends and I quit sports.
I'm sorry, I quoted like when I'm alone. It honestly, the animation made me feel awesome. Ah, that is super cool. That is genuinely super cool. Keep being awesome. Are you going to try anything else, like just for yourself? Now that you have the information of how to do it, you should try to do something for yourself, even just animating your name or something like that.
Funniest, most confident, outgoing, energetic, friendliest and loving person I will ever know.
I think that's it.
People with traumatic childhoods. What are the effects the trauma had on your adult life? I had it okay, but having an
I'm gonna
dad,
give it like
still trying to forgive. We're
probably.
For sure did a few
Yeah,
things to my
go and do it.
personality. I'm very quick to get
You know,
defensive.
accomplish your
Feel it in my
dreams.
chest. Critiques or comments about small,
I'm gonna give it a
innocuous
tickle
things can put me in survival mode, partly because I think I spent so much time in survival mode justifying anything I was currently doing, that I have difficulty getting out of it. I hate having to justify myself, but I tend to over-explain everything to get out ahead of the argument I assume is coming. Typing that out just made me realize I'm very often trying to get out ahead of an argument before one even starts. I remember when I was in high school, my dad came screaming into my room that I was napping too much and that I was on some crappy substances. Admit it. In reality, I had a 6 a.m. weight training class I felt like I needed to take because then maybe I wouldn't be as
I'm not entirely
retarded
sure,
for
but
it.
probably.
And my only time of relative peace was late at night after
Now
everyone
you
was
got
asleep.
this, dude.
So I
Like
slept
the
like
one that
5 hours
you showed me, it was pretty
then
cool.
came
So
home and napped for an
I
hour
believe
before
in
I had to
you.
go to work until midnight. Things that aren't really attacks feel like attacks, because that's how it would always start. Passive-aggressive comment, then full-blown explosion later if a couple of comments didn't work. I can read the emotional state of a room. I'm always looking and noticing how people are feeling. It is not out of altruism, but out of habit. Had to get good at it. Kept anger and comments away from my brother. I'm almost 100% in the ballpark. I can't read minds, but I notice
I'm sorry, I just see the classic Sonic that I drew, and it's like he's super angry. I used Adobe After Effects, and it's very complex. Yeah, I can imagine. Everything about Adobe is complex. Not even just Adobe Animate. Everything Adobe is complex.
I don't find any difficulty.
Have you ever tried using like Photoshop without any training? I almost die. I had to call an ambulance.
Okay, they are gone forever now. I don't
9/11, what is the problem?
Moving on. Overthinking and overplanning after.
How do I erase in Adobe Photoshop?
They hate me forever, so let's plan on how to never see them again.
Dude, I cannot even like comprehend people who draw like it's straight up draw. They do art in Photoshop.
Whatever you can to appease.
I'm confused and scared of those people. What if they eat my children?
I tend to keep my interests to myself and only share them if I'm certain the other party is also interested in the same things. Everything my dad didn't already like, music, any sport I played that he never did, hobbies he wasn't interested in, was deemed stupid, dumb, waste of time, crappy, how could you call that crap music, etc. So I just stopped advertising what I thought was cool. I still tailor playlists / movies / activities / etc. to the people I will be around.
The only way I can even animate is by asking my teacher for help.
Difficulty saying no and people pleasing.
You got this.
One that I really need to keep working on is how I've somehow internalized certain insults and tossed them about casually. Especially on the internet.
It's about to be 5. Okay, when in 30 minutes more, I'm gonna do something else.
Quick to anger. I hate being told I'm wrong, much more than the average person. Growing up, no matter what evidence or what have you I had, I was wrong. And sometimes, guess what, I am wrong. But when I'm in an argument or a disagreement, it brings me right back to when my dad would be clearly waiting for me to stop talking so he could yell at me until I shrunk back down and I feel like I have to die on whatever hill I am currently on or it's all over. I'm never going to get people to listen to me ever again. I'm really trying to work on this, but my knee-jerk reaction is you're not listening to me. I'm right back to being a kid trying to explain how I couldn't have broken the goddamn plugins on the back of the TV. Just admit it, goddamn it, because I was at school all day. One response only to yelling / tense argument / etc. Shut down completely and stop talking while
I never
screaming
do
at
this.
How did you stupidly make your medical condition worse?
God,
It was
I saw
Valentine's
it.
Day and I was sick.
One time it happened to me while I was
Chills,
painting and I would
fatigue,
almost
nausea,
shoot
and
myself.
general misery had kept me home for the day.
So
I'm in the
annoying,
medical field
especially
myself,
in the
and
process, in the
region
way
was
that I
partly
draw,
decimated by
not and
years
the
of
draw,
physical
the way that I
strain. So no
paint.
biggie dot that weird twinge on the
That
side
it's
started a few
mainly
years ago
using
was
the
probably
liner.
pulled muscle from too many
Oh
back
my
stretches at the dance
God.
studio, right? I had shrugged it off, but now it legitimately hurt with every step I took. Ugh, fine, I'll go to the stupid clinic today, but later. First I need some more sleep. I woke up with barely enough time to fling myself out of bed and towards the hall bath, getting there just in time to vomit more fluids than I thought I'd consumed. Also, I noticed the lack of the coughing or congestion that typically arrives with the flu, so maybe there's something else going on. That pain is right over my left kidney, but it's probably nothing. Okay, then, I should probably get my pukey butt to the nearest urgent care clinic, and I definitely shouldn't be driving. I called husband and explained the current circumstances, asking him to come home and take me to the doctors. Because I'm a stubborn paramedic who hates it when people go directly to the hospital's emergency room for ridiculously minor things, I went to an urgent care clinic near my house. I expected to have a PA confirm my self-diagnosis and tell me to tough it out with Flonase and Mucinex, because treating a virus like influenza usually means managing the symptoms and trying to decrease the discomfort. The PA took a quick look at me and told me to go to the ER. As is my wont, I protested, but she was serious enough that I was actually considering going. I finally agreed to go just to make husband more comfortable with the situation, but I fully expected that this was a waste of time and hours of my life.
That is it. Yeah, I finished the line art. There is
That
just the shadow one to finish.
That is the one that I found the most. I love animation, but when I animate, like, I'm like, what do we do? When I animate, like, I try to remember these shorts of animators in Walt Disney, especially this this story, this movie about cats, like one poor, one rich. I try to remember it and how a guy was animating one of a dog,
and then she announces,
and like how he drew them, like he drew poses and then he drew the in-betweens, and then the in-betweens of the in-betweens, and that's how like I mainly try to animate.
It is around 8 in the evening at this point, so overnight
I don't animate like super complex stuff, just emotes, but it has like
to a general medical ward.
It's pretty useful,
An RN starts to will my bed
at least for myself.
Which is really weird. Nurses usually have better things to do than move patients between wards. At this point, I hadn't been told anything about what was wrong or where I was going, but I start to get somewhat nervous as I'm moved into an intensive care unit. I rationalize this by telling myself that they must be out of general med/surge beds, and so I'm being put into this room as overflowing. It's a huge room, and my nurse appears to have only one patient, me. Man, this crap keeps getting weirder. Within minutes, I'm hooked up to every type of monitor I've ever attached to a patient and then some. Plus I've got a transmitting cardiac telemetry monitor stuck to me, too. My nurse goes through the endless list of health history, lifestyle, and medication questions, and asks husband to bring my birth control pills from home. What the F? I have pyelonephritis, and this is ridiculous. Is that really necessary? I mean, I'll be home tomorrow. She looks at me with both amusement and pity, and then continues bustling about the room doing important nursing tasks. Yeah, I was wrong.
Okay.
It wasn't a flu. She shattered my last layer of denial by showing me my lab results, and holy effing crap, my white count is 28.77. I'm effing dying.
Okay.
A normal white blood cell value is between 3 and 10.
I have to find reference and look frame by frame. Ooh.
Turns out I was
every single time you draw, like reference.
And had I waited a few more hours
Oh yeah, I was there when you animated like a thing.
I couldn't deny the seriousness of the situation anymore.
Like, I think you weren't animated the slurping
After a
emote.
sleepless night and an endless parade of nurses,
I was there.
X-ray/imaging techs, and a priest.
Dude, I love how you animate. You use like an old version of Photoshop, right?
But apparently I still need to
That is what you use.
Dangerously close to death I'd gotten
Like a kind of old version of Photoshop.
I had practically zero reason to suspect so. Anyway, afterwards we have a nice, roundtable discussion of my treatment plan, how the antibiotics are working, and about how I'm probably going to be just fine in a couple days. Ha, wrong again. Turns out the massive infusion of fluids and treatments to kickstart my kidneys caused my lungs to fill with fluid, resulting in a condition called ARDS in which, well, you can't freaking breathe. The alveoli, those little sacs in your lungs that do the CO2/oxygen exchanging, were effectively
okay, let's read this person since like Susu is not streaming
really didn't want to end up intubated with a ventilator breathing for me, and my awesome
I need to finish the stream. Let's rate this person. Flash CS5. Oh, okay.
Seriously, the worst, most miserable experience
let's
I've been through.
rate this
But it worked. And on the morning of day 5 in the hospital, I got transferred to a general medical ward. It was blessedly quiet, at least until I dozed off and my oxygen shots would drop again, and then the monitor would shriek me awake. I was slowly weaned off of supplemental oxygen over the next few days, and eventually got to go home on the condition
we will be finishing stream. Thank you so much everyone for being here. Next time I will stream tomorrow Thursday. Next week's Thursday. So thank you so much everyone for being here.
And if I even suspected I might have gone to urgent care for
I hope you all have a nice day and all that. It was really fun to have you all, and thank you for the rates. I will try to do a tweet about it. So I will be seeing you later. Bye bye.
So I'll continue to go in for routine blood tests, but we're very optimistic about how the most recent scans looked. I took LSD and pretended to be French for 10 minutes.